Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
This is the next search on February 28, 2020, 7:44 p.m. How period does the FBI find people? The people is misspelled P-E-O-O-P-L-E.
I object.
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Oh, she found out.
All right, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Welcome, welcome. Why is chat disabled for this stream? Let's try this again. Now that's uncool. There we go. Okay, got it figured out. All right, welcome back, welcome back. I'm the Recovery Addict. Thanks for joining me. We're going to return to court here very quick. I was busy eating my salad. It took so long to make the salad. I'm busy. So court's starting right now. We need to jump right back to it. Fire Girl, handmade by Wendy. You're in charge of the internet. Fix it. Make it work for the rest of us. We'll be happy. Let's begin right where we left off. Jumping back to court here right now. Let's get a little audio here.
Thank you.
Made it. Barely. Oh, it's a sidebar. Nice. We rushed for a sidebar. Miss R.A. just got home. I was helping bring the groceries in, as a matter of fact. Wasn't all salad. Quick recap if possible. Snow plow driver pushes snow on neighbor's yard or near it. The neighbor gets mad, yells at him. Snow plow driver shoots neighbor 6 times.
All right, Jerry entry.
That's pretty much everything that happened. Shoots him 1 time in the jaw. He falls to the ground. On the ground while he's crawling away. Shoots him 5 more times. Claims self-defense. That's where we are.
Because he's the guy.
He is the guy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming back. Not that you have any choice, right? I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I heard it was very nice outside, and some of you got to walk around out there. I'm sorry we're not doing the view today, right? It would have been a good day for the view. I do have to give you some preliminary instructions before we hear from this next witness. So, as you can imagine, it's often anxiety-producing for people to testify in court, and sometimes witnesses ask the court to make certain accommodations for them, as comes up sometimes. We were asked by this witness to allow her to use a comfort animal to help her get through her testimony.
Please tell me she chose a horse.
The counsel for the parties have not objected to that. The court has reviewed the request and thinks that it meets all of the policies of the court. I've been assured that it won't be any distraction. If it were to become a distraction, we could deal with that. I will instruct you, you're not to give that, the fact that this witness has a comfort animal, it should not play any part in your deliberations in any way. So you're not to rely upon it in deciding whether this witness is credible or not credible, or deciding what weight to give this witness's testimony. It should just be a non-factor that you're not really to rely upon in any way in assessing this witness. Okay? And with that, we will call the state should call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pet skunk or a fox, maybe?
Thank you.
No, just kidding. That would be funny if it was a comfort cow. That's my best cow. It's the only animal I can really imitate is a cow.
I just realized what animal it was.
That's my
it's
cow.
It's a rat. It's what I've been told.
It's a rat? It's a comfort rat? It's a comfort rat. That's awesome. I love it. That's a rabbit? Please, Cameron, please do us a solid and zoom in. We need to see the furry.
We're going to walk right out to the witness stand.
a rat or a rabbit.
Just remain standing and face the bench for your oath. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear that any testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the faith and counsel of this church?
I do.
All right. You can be seated right here. Make yourself comfortable. Just asking you to scoot up as close to the microphone as you can and keep your voice up so people can hear you, okay?
Okay.
And whenever you're ready and whenever counsel is ready, you may inquire.
Oh, it's a bunny.
Good?
Yes.
It's a bunny.
Can you
It's a bunny.
begin just by stating your full name and spelling your name for the court reporter, please?
Kira Levesque, Kiralevesque.
And, you know, I want to be sensitive about some privacy issues, so I'm not going to ask about current, but I'd like to go back to April of last year and ask you where you were living on April 4th of 2024.
41 Summer Street.
Who'd you live there with?
My dad and my grandparents live downstairs.
Who were the neighbors, as you know?
Kyle and Angela.
If somebody in this court says for my
Let's
next
move
trick,
directly into
I'll get a bingo.
The 4th. What were you doing earlier in the day or earlier in the evening of the 4th?
I was working.
And was that in Rochester?
Yes.
How'd you get home?
My dad picked me up from work.
And what did he pick you up in?
A plow truck.
Was your dad doing plowing as a job at that time?
He was.
And can you then describe for us what happened initially, right when you got home?
We got home and we just started plowing our driveway like normal during a storm.
And you say plowing the driveway, then this was, I think we've all heard this, we've seen some photos and video, whatever. It's snowing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And can you just describe the sequence of events in plowing as you recall it?
We got home, we were plowing like down towards into our driveway, and we were doing that for a couple minutes, and then he switched around so we could get like coming towards like the opposite end of the street, and we're plowing it like into our porch.
And so let me just clarify, you lived in 41,
Yep.
The violence lived in 43,
Yep.
and when you originally described plowing towards your driveway, you're talking about plowing at an angle across 41,
Yes.
and then turned around and went towards 43.
Yes.
Kira, you know, without getting into too much detail, were you aware of some prior, even if you want to call them incidents or however you want to characterize it, between your dad and Mr. Violet about the snow situation?
No.
You had previously talked about a snowstorm the previous year. Do you recall that?
No.
So, Kira, I want to be, just fair with you that this event is now, a year old. I'm going to guess that there are parts of this you actually try not to remember.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
But do you remember making a maybe into the
Statement.
5th down at the police station?
Yes.
You were informed that it was being recorded.
Yes.
And so I actually have a transcript that is a written version of that statement.
Okay.
And then my question to you is whether or not seeing, reading aspects of that transcript might help your memory.
I'll look at it.
Okay.
Pardon me?
Would you ask me to approach counsel?
Yeah, just for a second.
Is it all right? The council's saying, is it okay if we pet the bunny? Everybody wants to pet the bunny. So. All right, a little sidebar going on here. Let's let them do their thing. This is interesting because if there's an objection from the defense, this is the defendant's daughter on the stand. Okay, she wasn't she in the truck at the time? Yeah, can you pan over to the bunny, please? I think just yesterday I was telling you how we used to raise rabbits growing up. Yeah. Although ours were for table fare. We still treated them like pets. We'd get them out and play with them, and then one day they would be gone. And dinner was ready. Okay. I think this objection is about the content that we're about to go into, which is refresh your recollection from a prior interview, which she has indicated that she doesn't remember, or I think she gave an indication to one of the questions that she doesn't recall, talking about a prior snowstorm. So this would be to refresh your recollection of the prior snowstorm, maybe. Her statement to police was damning. Ooh. Thanks, Josh. I'll pin the message here. So I think my training knife that I got in the mail today for the Brian Koberger trial is not going to fit in the sheath because it's a good 1/4 inch thick, and the blade is normally only about 1/8 of an inch thick. So I might have to modify the sheath a little bit. I love that the court allowed her to bring that. I think I would want a comfort animal as well if that were an option. Got a call that says it's coming from the University of Utah. I'm pretty sure it's not. Hello? 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 Yeah. What was the buffer for? Regarding pin message, you deleted it.
Thanks. Sure, I had asked you whether you remember a prior incident between your dad and Kyle about where the snow was going between the properties. Remember any of that?
No.
And then I had referred to a prior statement that night that you had made, and just asking if it would refresh your memory. Seeing it. Council page 19.
It definitely is a live
Line
bunny.
20.
The nose twitches.
I wonder if you could just read this.
I can't see that part.
Yeah, you can take it. Well, this whole paragraph you can read to yourself. Let me know if that helps you remember.
Okay.
Does that help?
I don't remember that.
She does not recall.
But when police officers asked last year about kind of any prior snowstorm incidents, you did answer them. You said last winter there was this kind of conversation between Kyle and Jason, right?
Okay.
Well, those are your words, not mine, right?
Yeah.
And you told the officers, yeah, I mean, there was this incident where Kyle was moving snow and it went on to your property, and your dad told Jason, Kyle, not to move it there, right?
Okay.
Well, you say okay. Those were your
I mean, if I
words,
said
right?
it, then yeah, I just don't remember.
Okay, that's fair. But you'd agree with me, these are your words.
Yes.
And you also went on to talk about a snowstorm, the first snowstorm of 2024. And that's right here. You can read that to yourself.
This witness is asked to have an emotional support animal with her. Both sides didn't object, so the judge said, sounds reasonable. It happens to be a bunny. So, Hippity Hop has made it to the witness stand. Hippity Hoppity, I don't know what the bunny's name is, but it's the cutest thing ever.
Okay.
Does that help your memory?
I mean, I don't remember, but...
But you told the investigators that
the magic words are, I don't remember. I don't remember. If she doesn't remember, can you question her further on it? She's not going to admit to anything. The idea was that she was inside the truck at the time of the shooting. Is that correct? She was a witness to at least part of this. The jury has been instructed not to consider the fact that there's an ESA in the witness box in any way for the weight of the testimony. Should not give them sympathy. Should not give them extra weight to the testimony. We should not be focused on the bunny at all, even though the bunny is focused on the jury. She was in the truck. The idea is the statement to the police that was closer to the event has a higher likelihood of being accurate. That's what the prosecution is going to try to present here. But she, even when confronted with the transcript of her prior statement, is not recalling. It's not refreshing her recollection. And those are sort of the magic words. She believes it, but she says, I clearly, it says those are my words. It must be. I just don't have a, independent recollection of that. And that means that he can sort of present it, but can't really question her further on that if she does not have a recollection of it. No one in chat has even noticed the bunny. I can't make a decision on whether the witness does or doesn't have PTSD or needs an ESA or not. I will say it most likely is extremely traumatic to witness a shooting involving people in that scenario that fast. I mean, that out of the blue, that was probably direct line of sight, direct observation. That must be something else. So I'm going to give her some grace and space on that front. I'm a little irritated that she's petting the bunny from tail to head occasionally, which I tried with a cat once and it did not go well. Obviously, that bunny is more patient than my cat. I think cats like to be unruffled. Jovi Ray gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Dorothy, you're the lucky recipient. Does anyone's cat like to be pet backwards? Cats are a little more sassy. Shark, are they like long-haired? Are they short-haired? Are they no-haired?
Big point.
Is it is he going to question the witness first? Looks like defense is stepping up. Prosecution's upset. He's walking out of the room. What are you doing? This is your witness. This is an attempted murder trial. The victim survived getting shot 6 times, once to the jaw, 5 to the various areas of the body. Approach again, kill the mic. Victim did survive, is paralyzed, has a long road to recovery. This was only a year ago that this happened. The event was captured partially, either audibly or visually, on a number of different cameras, about 3, maybe 5, depends on who's counting. But the altercation began when the neighbor who was, who I'm going to call the victim, even though the defense disputes that, the neighbor who was the victim, walked out and confronted the neighbor who was plowing and basically let him know in no uncertain terms that he did not appreciate him pushing snow in to block his driveway, or he would not appreciate if it were to happen again. And within seconds after that altercation taking place, the snowplow driver shot the neighbor who had confronted him and shot him in the jaw. It broke his mandible in 2 places. And he went down to the ground. And while he was on the ground, just maybe 2 seconds later, 5 more shots were fired. Well, he appeared to be crawling away. So he was shot twice in the buttocks, once that injured his, his groin area. There was one that perforated his bowel. Just some serious damage. Did lose a testicle. It's a snow rage, yes. Okay, why is that? This sidebar is taking a long time as they're pouring through transcript, trying to figure out what to do when she says she cannot remember testifying initially about a prior incident involving snow and altercation.
We're going to take a short recess to deal with some legal concerns that have come up. So I'm going to ask that the music officers please see the jury at this point. All rise.
I wonder if there's an allegation that she's intentionally not answering.
You may be seated, ma'am. questions about the thing, about the design to determine whether certain documents are admissible. So, can you answer their question?
Here, I think you said you remember going to the police department the night of the 4th into the 5th.
Yes.
And were you aware of really the importance of being truthful, complete, and honest when you were talking to the police?
Yes.
And looking back, do you feel like you were truthful, complete, and honest with the police when you made your statement about or answered their questions about background and what had happened?
Yes.
And you feel like you had a better memory of events last year, the 4th, going into the 5th,
yes.
of events and the issues I've asked you about?
Yes.
Do you feel like your memory now isn't quite as good?
No, it's not. And
can you even remember making certain specific statements that, for instance, that I've showed you?
No.
Yet a year ago, do you believe they were complete, accurate, and honest?
Yes.
Thank you. Counsel, Mark?
Thanks.
Hi, Mark.
Did the police offer you the opportunity to review your statement at all?
I don't believe so, but I don't remember.
Okay. And can you tell the judge when this statement would have been made relative to the shooting?
Maybe within the hour after. It was definitely that night.
So it was very quickly afterwards?
I want to say they had me in the back of a cruiser at the house for maybe a half an hour. I'm not really sure. I didn't have my phone out. It was kind of just all a blur and a rush of things, but it was that night.
Okay. And can you tell the judge what you thought your mental condition was then? What was your emotional condition?
I obviously was very shaken up. I was in kind of just like fight or flight. I was in a very high state of anxiety. My best friend was upstairs, so I was worried that she was going to worry that I was hurt. I obviously was concerned what was happening with my father. I wasn't very focused. I was very high anxiety.
And I don't want to delve into too much either, but you're sitting there with a comfort animal right now.
Yes.
And why is that?
Due to my anxiety.
And were you suffering from such a condition back then?
Yes.
And that on top of the shooting, did that combine to affect, you think, your recollection and accuracy of events at the time?
One more time?
Yes, could that have affected your accuracy of the events at the time?
When I gave my statement, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking.
Yeah, we're being asked now, you're being asked, let's go right to it, about some kind of a plowing incident or something like that, some preceding plowing incident.
Okay.
Right. Do you actually have a recollection of that at all?
I remember giving my statement, but I don't remember that event in my statement.
You don't even remember that event in your statement?
No.
And again, this is a statement that you weren't given the opportunity to review, alter, or modify in any way, shape, or form.
I don't believe they gave me the opportunity, no.
You never told them that what was in the statement, you reviewed and it's accurate and that's exactly what happened. Did you ever tell the police that?
No.
Did you ever sit down with a representative of the state of New Hampshire, the county of Stratford, and say, I've reviewed my statement, I've listened to the audio, and everything in it is true and accurate?
No.
So this is the first time you've been given that opportunity?
Yes.
And after even listening to that, and after we've just gone through, you still don't recollect any kind of a plowing incident prior to this?
No.
You sure of that?
Yes.
Thank you.
You've had, as I understand, an anxiety issue for quite some time.
Yes.
Your anxiety issue doesn't cause you to, for instance, lie.
No.
You were aware that you were speaking to police officers?
Yes.
You were aware you were speaking to police officers about something really important?
Yes.
You were aware at the time that it was important to be honest?
Yes.
You were aware at the time that it was important to be complete and accurate?
Yes.
Your claim now isn't that anything in here is either a lie or not complete or not accurate. Your claim is that you simply don't remember it.
No.
Is that right?
Yes, correct. I don't remember.
But again, just a prior so-called plowing incident or snow blowing incident in the context of a shooting that took place within an hour or so. Was that a big deal to you at the time?
What do you mean?
I mean, was this prior subject of a prior incident in a prior snowstorm at all important to you at that point in time? I mean, did you think it was a focal point? Did you think that was important?
I still don't understand what you're asking me.
Did the police tell you that it's really important that you accurately tell them about this prior snowstorm that they claim?
The one that happened that night or the one before?
The one they claim that took place before?
No.
And in fact, in your statement, do you indicate that it wasn't a big deal? If you remember. Do you remember that at all?
What?
Telling them that it wasn't a big deal?
No.
I didn't have to further judgment.
Anything further?
Yeah, I'll just reiterate that the issues concerning kind of the impact of the moment to me go for the weight, not admissibility. By the way, we also have body cam of Officer Sergeant Knox, who was present during that half hour. Candidly, it shows a quite composed young woman, and I'd be glad to play that for the court as well.
Again, the question is, how can you use this thing, right? I mean, impeachment's only good if you can adhere to the statement. I mean, did I say that before? And we're getting an answer that is like, I don't remember ever saying that. So how can you even impeach it? But I'm looking at the rule too. I mean, again, which specific rule are you saying this is going to come in?
Counsel, I think the argument is Rule 8035, recorded recollection, the record that is on the matter of witness wants to move out, and cannot recall and testified fully and accurately, was made or adopted by the witness in the matter of present witness memory, and accurately reflected the witness knowledge. He will acknowledge that it is admitted the record can be read in evidence, but it doesn't get to see that the whole good.
Yeah, it wasn't accepted by her.
It was made.
It was made, but it wasn't accepted. You know what I'm saying?
It was made or adopted. So, Mike, having heard the voir dire of this witness, I'm going to allow the statement to come in before the recollection.
Statement's coming in.
Witness specified it was made on the matter that she wants to move out. If she cannot now recall, she would specify at the time she was being careful and truthful and accurate, including support to be truthful and accurate in the statement. It was made at the time that the matter was fresh in my memory. And for that reason, I'm going to allow the statement to come in before the recollection. Although, counsel, you're not talking about the whole statement.
No.
You're talking about the particular portions you're interested in having to do with the prior compliance?
Yes.
Okay, so the judge overrules the defense objection.
Objection of it. It doesn't come in the subject evidence, although they indicate it gets read to the jury. It doesn't get presented to them when it did.
I understand.
Very good. All right, we'll bring the jury back in.
Okay, her inability to remember that prior snow event and the altercation that happened then has resulted in this voir dire. The judge has ruled that the prior statement made to police that night of the shooting is allowed to come in, at least the portion that deals with that prior event. So jury is coming back in now. Defense lost that. They did preserve their objection for the record. So this is in over their objection.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
So I'm learning through text that the type of rabbit is a mini Rex. Mini Rex. They have thick fur and very soft. Somebody turned off Niagara Falls briefly. We'll get it powered back up here once the jury's seated. Cynthia, this is a neighbor dispute. The neighbor had a plow company, but it was not a city plow issue. The court conceded to the request to let her bring her comfort animal with her. It is a rabbit. Neither side objected. There's some interesting laws about that. Generally, if it's a service animal that is trained to do a specific function, nationwide, I think you can pretty much take it anywhere you're allowed to go. If you just have an animal, you say this animal comforts me, and I want to bring it, it doesn't necessarily have the same protections depending on the state you're in. It is a live bunny, yes. If you look closely, its nose will twitch.
Great, thank you. Here, I don't want to make too much of this, but I was asking you questions about whether there had been some prior exchanges between your dad and Kyle about snow moving this way and that way, correct? And you were asked about that during your interview with police on the night of the 4th into the 5th.
Yes.
You had said that you don't actually have a memory of those issues now, correct? Is that right?
Yes.
But at the time when you went into the police department, you were aware that it was a really important conversation with the detectives, correct?
Yes.
You knew it was, had to be a complete, honest account. A statement, correct?
Yeah.
And you did that?
Yes.
And at the time when you made that statement a year ago, you did have certain memories that you just don't have now.
Correct.
And so I had asked you, did the investigators ask about the snow going back and forth? And you said you couldn't remember.
Correct.
All right. Judge May approach. And I think we've already briefly talked about that back last year. You know that, you remember from the previous winter, that Kyle had placed snow on your property, either on the porch. Do you know whether it had anything to do with a maple tree that your dad planted?
I don't remember.
Okay. But that in your statement that was complete and honest and accurate, last year, you referenced that Kyle had snowblowed some snow onto your property, correct?
Yes.
And that your dad asked him not to do that,
Yes.
right? You went on to say another event that you remembered, and then he, being Kyle, bitched to my dad one day a couple of months ago, probably our first snowstorm, that he was pushing snow onto his property. As your dad was, during the first snowstorm, pushing snow onto Kyle's property, correct?
Okay.
And that you described your dad. You said, my dad was just kind of let it go. Because again, it's petty, it's snow. It's going to melt, it's going to go away. Correct?
Yes.
And so that was the first snowstorm. And now, are you aware of, even after the first storm, of whether that conflict continued in any way between Kyle and your dad during any subsequent snowstorms?
I'm not.
Then let's talk about the snowstorm on the 4th and the 5th.
Okay.
You described to us, before I asked you about the background, your dad pushing snow past 41 and then towards 43. Can you describe to us what happened after he made those passes on the front edge of the street?
So we had come, like we were plowing towards our house and towards, if you're looking at my house, it's on the right, so not 43, but the one before us. We were plowing the snow towards our fence, towards our yard, and then he flipped around and we started to clear the end, just pushing it towards like before our front steps. And we just kept doing that for a little while. We were clearing the end of our driveway, and then he had to stop plowing.
Okay. And you remember what was going through your mind when he stopped and pulled up in front of your house, stopped the vehicle?
I just assumed he was done plowing, and I started to get out. And as I looked up and opened my door, I noticed there was someone who was Kyle standing in front of the plow.
Okay. So that's the moment that you notice Kyle is when you're actually getting out of the truck.
Yes.
And then can you tell us anything that you heard as Kyle was standing near the plow in front of your truck? I
noticed that he was angry and rocking back and forth a little bit, and I was looking towards my bedroom because my friend was upstairs and I didn't know if she was looking out at me or anything. And then I heard him, I didn't hear anything, and then I heard Kyle tell my dad that if he kept pushing snow towards his house, he was gonna kill him and his family. Okay. I just heard you say that you heard Kyle say to your dad, if you keep pushing snow onto my property, I'm gonna kill you and your family. Yes. Okay. Is it true that you are, beyond that, your ability to hear things was somewhat compromised? Not perfect, yes, is where you were. But that's something you did hear? Yes. Remember the detective asking you, kind of besides what he said about what he did he do anything that was threatening in your view of what you observed sitting in the vehicle? He asked me what he looked like what his actions were. Do you remember what your answer was when he actually asked you if you saw anything threatening? I believe that I told him that I didn't see anything threatening, but he seemed angry. He seemed like he was gonna throw a punch, but I don't recall saying anything other than that. Okay. I guess I want to be somewhat careful about, this description and your answer to whether you actually observed some physical act that was threatening from Kyle. Your Honor, may I approach? And in this instance, I'm going to ask whether this, in fact, helps your memory. Counsel, this is 13, line 4 through 7. Thank you. I don't know. You need me to hold this for the bunny? No, you're good.
Do you need me to hold the bunny for you for a minute while I...
Can hold the bunny?
Huh?
I can hold the bunny.
He just invited. I can hold the bunny. He shouldn't be drawing attention to that. No touchy the bunny.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So those details kind of help?
Yes.
That your response to whether he did anything threatening was that, well, he rocked back and forth a little bit. Is that right?
Yes.
He said, I don't know if he would have thrown a punch or something. Correct?
Correct.
Now, we've seen video, but just confirm, he didn't throw a punch, right?
No.
And when you heard him make that threat, he was right up there next to the vehicle next to your dad.
Yes.
When he was up there close next to your dad, did you see him produce anything sharp, like a weapon?
No.
Anything like a knife or a screwdriver or anything like that?
No.
Did you see or did you hear him make a statement that he had something, a weapon on him, and that he would use it?
No.
And after
I think she's been consistent. There's only one part of the event
was
she doesn't
at the
remember.
front of your dad's truck on the other side, what happened next?
Like when he was, I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So we've just talked about a period of time when Kyle was very close to your dad.
Yes.
And after those few moments, seconds, what happened? What did Kyle do?
So he had threatened us, and then my dad said something, I'm not sure what. I saw his lips moving. I don't know what was said. And next thing I knew, a shot was fired.
And so let me talk a little bit about that. You said that when Kyle was up next to the truck, you could hear Kyle, but your dad responded.
Yes.
You telling us you don't remember what he said?
No, I don't. I blocked it out.
You blocked it out?
I don't remember. My focus was that he had said that my little cousin and my best friend were in my house. My safety was their concern. Their safety was my concern.
Totally get it. But best you can do is confirm that your dad responded in some way.
Yes.
Did you watch Kyle walk away back towards his house?
I did not. I was on my phone.
But you did see where your dad and Jason were positioned when your dad took out a gun.
He was next to the truck.
And you saw where Kyle was when your dad took out a gun.
Yes.
And can you describe to the jury where Kyle was now?
He was in front of the plow. He was walking backwards, and it was obviously you have to go by my house. So in my mind, he was walking towards my house.
I'm sorry, when the gun came out?
I believe so, yes.
Do you remember what you told the detectives?
I do not.
Your Honor, may I approach? Perhaps this will help your memory. This is 15, begins at line 8. Good.
The front door of their house is over on that side of the property, if you remember from the view we had of the Google Maps. So he would be, I think she's accurate in saying he was getting closer to the front door.
Does that help your memory of it?
Not really.
Path.
So this is the same statement where at the time you did have the memory, correct?
Yes.
And at the time you knew it was important to be
Yes.
truthful. And so what you told the detective when he asked where the shooting took place, you described it and actually drew a little map, but you said Kyle was running. And they asked, the neighbor was running? And you said yes. They asked you, do you know why he was running? You answered, I'm assuming because my dad pulled out his gun. On the next page, you said, I would assume so. I mean, I would run too. Do you remember that?
I don't.
And do you remember telling the officers when the gun came out that Kyle was moving towards his house, not your house?
I do not.
Well, I just want to be fair about this. This is page 16, line 1.
That's not good for defense.
Does that confirm that when you were talking to detectives, you described the gun being out and that Kyle was moving away towards his own house?
What?
Does that confirm in your mind when you said, when the officers asked you, well, what direction was Kyle going in? Towards his own house.
Okay, yes.
Is that truthful and accurate?
Yes.
Mark, an exhibit, please. Yes. The diagram associated with the...
We can go in full.
Okay.
We can go in full.
Full? All right. Page 26. I just referred to, during this conversation with detectives, that you had also done a drawing of where people were situated at the shooting.
Okay.
I'm showing you, for the record, what has been marked as stage 26. Appears to have your name and date at the top. Is this the drawing that you made?
Yes.
And can you show us or tell us what these symbols indicate? There appear to be stars on the street out in front of your driveway.
Those are people.
And which people are these?
So that top one's Kyle. That's my dad and that's me.
And then at the time of the shooting, who's that?
I have no idea what that is.
Are you claiming that Kyle was shot directly in front of the plow?
I don't really remember.
Okay. There happens to be a figure, appears to be a figure, just past the corner of the edge of your house. Are you claiming that's not Kyle?
I don't remember. I don't.
Nevertheless, you were clear with the officers at the time that when the gun came out, Kyle turned away. You characterized it as running towards his own home.
Yes.
And I don't want to, kind of put some experience on you, but did you? So we know you saw him produce the firearm and you saw Kyle react. You describe it. Do you remember him being shot?
I didn't see it. I heard it.
The firearm that your dad had was one that you were familiar with, correct?
I knew of it. I wasn't.
Well, you had gone actually out to the firing range with him and described it as a Glock, right?
Yes.
And so you were familiar with it from literally going to a fire range with your dad?
Yes.
You told investigators that you were aware that your dad took the firearm anytime that he plowed at night?
Yes.
And so that's what I mean by familiar with
okay, then yes.
firearm. After you heard the shooting, what did you see?
I saw my dad get back in the truck and we pulled back into the driveway and I was very anxious. He was anxious. He started to call, like he dialed 911 and before he could press the call button, they had already been there.
So he couldn't call fast enough? I mean, you say before he was even able to call, they were at the scene?
Yes.
So what was he talking about before he was trying to call 911?
He got back in the truck and he didn't really say anything. He looked at me, I looked at him, and we pulled in the driveway and
this is problematic.
Then everybody showed up, the cops showed up. My dad got out of the truck with his hands up.
This is problematic because
Do you remember the police asking about what was said inside the truck after your dad shot Kyle?
I don't remember what they asked me, but I remember they asked me questions.
What's that?
I remember them asking me questions.
Okay. Again, I want to be fair here. May I approach this witness? I'm going to show you page 9, begins line 18, and then really goes down to bottom 25. Why don't you read this and tell me if it helps you remember?
I think the bunny relieved itself.
I mean, I don't remember him saying that, but...
Okay. This, again, is the same statement that you were being truthful, honest, and accurate. Your memory has just gone through a lot last year. And so this indicates that the detective asked you, what was the conversation like when you got back in the truck with your dad? Or your dad got back in the truck, right?
Yes.
And you described it then in some detail. You just saw that your response to that question was, he looked at me and he was like, what do I do? And you responded, what do you mean, what do you do? And his response to that, to clarify, he said, he was like, well, do we run? And you responded to your dad, said, I'm like, no, we're staying put. He was like, yeah, you're probably right. You responded, I am right. Like, you don't run. He continued to ask you what he should do. And your response was, I don't know. I don't know. You sit here and you wait. He asked you whether he should call 911. You merely said, if you want. I don't know. Like, I literally don't know what to tell you right now. Like, I just got out of work. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't know. This is your path, you said to your dad. Remember that?
I don't.
And yet, this is the accurate, complete, and honest statement you provided that night.
Yes.
About the conversation you had in the cab of the truck with your dad.
Yes.
Judge, can I have just a minute?
She was in the truck with them at the time of the shooting. The bunny's gone back in the carrier.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're right. Thank you. Those were my questions. As you know, Mr. Sisti will likely have some follow-up.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Here comes the bunny again. Interesting, the bunny got put away for probably the most tense.
Afternoon.
Tense
You doing all right?
Yeah.
How's the rabbit doing? Okay.
She's jumpy, but she's good.
Maybe the bunny sensed the tension in the room and wants it to hop away. She put it back in the car.
Prosecutor was saying that he wanted to be fair with you. Remember that? He said that a few times.
Yes.
Prior to today, was he fair enough to give you this transcript?
I can't see that far.
Judge, I object to the characterization of it implicitly being unfair.
Said, was he fair enough to give you a copy of the transcripts prior to this?
I never got this.
You never got this transcript?
I did not.
This transcript that the prosecutor's been using over the past 25 minutes?
No, I've never received that.
Did the police, after your statement, give you an opportunity to review your statements at all?
I don't remember, but I don't believe so.
And between the 4th of April and today, did you sit down and have a review with the prosecution on this transcript?
I did not.
So this transcript was being used for the first time that you saw it today?
Correct.
All right. We're going to go through it a little bit too, but I'm going to forget about the transcript for a second, okay?
Okay.
I want to talk about things you actually remember today, okay?
Okay.
The ones that you're under oath to testify truthfully.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you, and ask you as straight as I can. Do you remember Kyle saying that he was going to fucking kill your father and you?
Yes.
Do you remember that distinctly?
Yes.
Now, when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I was scared, obviously, because someone had just threatened me. But that had triggered my anxiety, so I kind of started to shut down and block everything out.
All right, but I want to make sure this jury knows that that's something that is crystal clear, correct?
Yes.
That is something that you surely told the police, right?
Yes.
And that is something that is ingrained in you that you can't even shake out, right?
Correct.
Sounds just a tiny bit off.
It makes you nervous and anxious to this day, doesn't it?
Yes.
Is it fair to say you felt that you were threatened that night?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that you believe that you could have been subjected to serious bodily injury that night?
Yes.
Or death?
Correct.
And is that what you were worried about while you were sitting in that truck right next to your father?
I was afraid he was going to hurt us, yes.
And that was the sense that you got, correct?
Correct.
And the sense that you got with regard to death or serious bodily injury was because of the behavior of Kyle, right?
Correct.
Now, I'm going to back off this for a second because I want the jury to understand your relationship with your dad, okay?
Okay.
And again, I'm sorry, okay? I mean, we're in a courtroom. This is an important case. I'm going to go right to it. You love your dad, don't you?
Of course.
And he loves you.
Yes.
I mean, he's absolutely dedicated to you, isn't he?
100% all the time.
And he's been your single parent guy for quite a while, hasn't he?
Yes.
And why don't you tell the jury how long?
We've been on our own since I was in, I want to say, 8th or 9th grade.
Okay. And he's been taking care of you since then, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's the guy that looks out after you, and, takes you to school when you got to go to school, right?
Takes me everywhere. School, cheer practice, dance, competitions, everywhere.
He's a good dad, isn't he?
Yeah.
And in fact, that night, he made sure to go and pick you up. I mean, it was a crummy day. It was lousy out, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't let me drive.
He was worried about your safety that whole day.
Yes.
And when you got in the truck with him that night when he picked you up, he was doing okay, right? He wasn't angry or anything, was he?
No, I mean, he was tired from working, but he wasn't angry. He wasn't anything like that.
You guys were getting along just fine?
Yeah.
And when you started plowing, did you do a couple jobs with him before he went to your house?
I don't think so. I think we went right home.
Okay. And where were you working? Why don't you tell the jury?
I was working at a local pizza store in my hometown.
Okay. One of the local pizza places?
Yeah.
So he picks you up, and it's during that snowstorm, and you guys were going to go right home, right?
Yes.
And again, who was in the house that night? I know it was your dad and you that lived there, but who else was there?
My grandparents were downstairs, my little cousin was downstairs, and then my best friend was upstairs.
Your grandparents?
Yep.
And they care about you too?
Yes.
And Jason was taking care of them too, wasn't he?
Yes.
So he was taking care of you, he was taking care of your grandparents. How long had Jason lived in that house, do you know?
We've lived in that house since I was 2 or 3 years old.
All right. So he's been a regular fixture in that neighborhood for a couple decades, right?
Yes.
When you got in that truck that night, did you anticipate any trouble at all?
No.
It was just a regular night.
Yeah.
And when you were plowing in front of the house, was there anything weird about it? I mean, was it just the typical plowing thing that you were doing?
Yeah.
Now, the jury is seeing some videos of the whole, not the whole thing, but as much as we could capture on video, okay?
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that you didn't capture the whole thing either?
No, I did not.
Would it be fair to say that the things that stuck out to you were the fear that it created when Kyle confronted your father?
Yes.
And the fear that it created and has been continuous with regard to the threat on your life?
I'm sorry, one more time.
The fear of the threat on your life?
Yes.
And as far as your dad was concerned, he wasn't swearing or anything at Kyle, from you recall? Do you recall?
I don't remember.
He wasn't aggressive toward Kyle, was he?
I don't believe so.
In fact, Kyle came up abruptly and without any notice, correct?
Correct.
I mean, he kind of surprised you too.
Yes.
And did you notice that your father just stood up and stood in one place and didn't even move for a while?
I wasn't paying attention at that time. My concern, I was starting to get out of the truck, and that's when I noticed him. And as soon as I got back in and shut my door, I noticed my father had stepped out.
Okay, so you got out of the truck and you were just going to go in the house or something?
Yes.
And then Kyle came?
So Dad parked, and I was getting ready to get out, and as I opened my door and looked up, I realized Kyle was right there, and I just got back in the truck and shut the door.
Okay, why did you shut the door when Kyle?
Because he was right there, and I wasn't going to walk past him. I didn't know why he was over here. I didn't know what his intentions were.
All right, but then you got to hear his intentions, right?
Yes.
And he claimed that your father was plowing snow into his yard or something like that?
Correct.
But you were right in that truck, right?
Yes.
You guys weren't plowing snow into the yard.
We were not.
So did that make any sense at all to you?
No, there's a telephone pole in the way.
When you describe Kyle, would it be fair to say that he was enraged?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that he was acting really strange?
I mean, he was rocking back and forth, so I'd say he was angry.
You know, the prosecutor asked you whether or not Kyle had anything in his hands or anything, or said he had anything. You didn't know if he had anything or not, do you?
His hands were in fists, so he had nothing in his hands. I don't know if there was anything in his pockets.
Right. You didn't know if there was anything in his pockets. Your father wouldn't have known either, right?
Correct.
But all you guys both knew is that you were being threatened.
Correct.
At the time. And you didn't even know why, right?
Correct.
It made no sense to you, correct?
No.
That somebody would be that enraged and that violent for no reason whatsoever, correct?
Correct.
He can lead on cross.
And the reason you got back in the truck is because you were scared of Kyle.
Yes.
So, this only took seconds. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And he came upon you unexpectedly, and he made a threat, and it didn't make any sense to you at all.
Correct.
The detective in the case wanted to know whether or not Kyle was close enough to your dad, or if he threw a punch he would hit your father. And was he close enough to your dad where if he threw a punch he would hit your father?
I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. But they were close up, right?
They were close, yes.
And you know what? I mean, what's weird is that the jury probably has a better view of how close he was to your dad than you did. Because they got to see the videos. Did you get to see any of those?
No.
Probably don't want to either.
Oh.
Now, after the shots were fired, okay, your dad drove the truck right into your driveway.
Yes.
And would it be fair to say he made no effort whatsoever to try to avoid the police?
He didn't.
In fact, he drove into the driveway. You guys, I take it, you guys were in some kind of a confused, scared state at the time.
Yes.
There was some exchange at the time. You know, should we go? Should we stay?
Yeah.
But that wasn't a big thing. Your father wasn't saying, "Well, I'm leaving anyhow" or anything.
No.
It It was just something right after the fact that something came out, right?
Yes.
And what he actually did is he parked the truck and he shut it off, right?
He parked it. I don't remember if he turned it off or not, but he parked it.
Okay. Were you there when the police came?
I was.
So he was with the truck. He didn't move an inch from his property, correct?
Correct.
And he was about to dial, I'm sorry, he had dialed 911. He was about to engage it, correct?
Yes.
So he was taking that affirmative act at that time to contact emergency services, right?
Yes.
And before that could even be completed, the police were there.
Yes.
And from what you saw of your dad, was he completely cooperative with the police?
Yes. As soon as he saw the blue lights, he got out with his hands up.
He had his hands right up,
Yes.
ready to go. And you were there to observe him. Did he resist or say anything stupid to him or anything?
He didn't say anything to him. He was just outside standing with his hands up.
Did you see them escort him into a cruiser or anything like that?
I did not.
Okay, I mean, you were trying to stay away from this whole thing.
There was an officer talking to me, just letting me know to gather my things, and they were going to put me in the back of a cruiser.
Because they were going to take you to the police station.
Yes.
So when we're talking about, recollections and what's in this transcript, it's fair to say that you didn't get to review it at the time.
Correct.
You didn't get to review it over the past year.
Correct.
And you didn't get to review it before you took the stand.
Correct.
And the only time you've been seeing the stack of papers is this afternoon.
Correct.
Jovi Ray, thanks for
In all
18
honesty,
months.
you probably
Sorry, I
did
missed
forget
it.
some stuff, right?
I'm sorry, one more
You
time?
probably did forget some stuff.
Most of it, yes.
Yeah. But what's the one thing you remember about that night, the clearest, without any question at all?
I remember him threatening us. I remember that after my dad pulled in the driveway, he got out with his hands up and didn't resist, and I remember going to the station.
And your dad would do anything to protect you, wouldn't he?
Of course he would.
And you told the police that too.
I did.
Thanks, Gil.
Thank you, Judge. On that last point, you told the police that your dad would do anything to protect you.
Do you do anything to protect
But
him?
you also told them you didn't think you should have shot him. Correct?
I don't recall.
Pardon me?
I don't recall.
May I approach, Judge?
Yeah. Page number.
2116 out of 13. Can I ask you to read that sentence?
They barely knew each other because one of the daughters had a second home where she officially lived, so she could go to school somewhere else.
And you answered, do I think you should have shot him? No. Repeat it again. Do I think you should have shot him? No. Correct?
Correct.
And isn't that based on all the facts and circumstances you knew and saw, right?
Okay.
Correct?
What are you asking? I'm sorry.
You answered them that you didn't think you should have shot him because you were there to hear and see the events, correct?
Correct.
You were also asked by the police whether you were in fear of your life. And your answer was no. Because my dad was there. Is that right?
I don't recall, but that is something I would say because my dad would never let anything happen to me.
But that's, Mr. Sisti asked you a number of questions, well, sort of stated questions, answers. that you were in fear for your life, weren't you? And you answered, yeah.
I was fearful because he threatened me, but I knew my dad wouldn't let anything happen to me.
Okay. And so the officers asked specifically about that. They asked you whether you were in fear for your life. You said no, because my dad was there.
Yes.
You knew that your dad previously told us that you were aware your dad carried a firearm every night when he went plowing.
Yes.
You were aware that he was armed.
Yes.
They were asking you when or if Mr. Violet actually did anything, not say anything, but did anything threatening, and you described rocking back and forth.
Correct.
Rocking back and forth, and maybe he could throw a punch.
Yes.
Okay. But that was when they were standing face to face, correct?
Correct.
When your dad shot Mr. Violet, they were not face to face.
I don't recall.
When your dad shot Mr. Violet, he could not have punched him.
I don't recall.
When your dad shot Mr. Violet, he wasn't rocking back and forth, was he?
I don't recall.
And the only time you heard a threat was when Mr. Violet was standing next to the car.
Correct.
Not when he was standing out in front of your house in the street. Not when he was pacing back and forth, correct?
Correct.
And now Mr. Sisti asked you, Attorney Sisti asked you, is it clear in your mind that he said, I'm going to fucking kill you and your family or your daughter, correct?
Yes.
The first part of that threat was, if you keep moving snow onto my property, right?
I don't recall.
You certainly recall that he came over and was saying, I'm sick of you putting snow in our yard, correct?
I don't remember that.
Page 314, your Honor, may I approach? So this is page 3, counsel, 12 through 18. If you could just read that to yourself, see if that helps you.
Okay.
Does it help your memory?
Not really.
Okay, so what you said to investigators at the time, I got back into the truck and I didn't catch all of it, but I started listening. And all I heard was, I'm sick of you putting snow in our yard, which we weren't, putting snow in his yard, whatever. And like got bits and pieces of it, and all I got was, I'm gonna fucking kill you and your daughter. That's all I got. Correct?
Correct.
So you heard something about snow getting pushed and you heard a threat.
Correct.
And after that, Mr. Violet walked away.
I believe so. I don't remember.
And you at the time just said to the officers that he pulled a gun and that Mr. Violet was heading back towards his own home.
He was walking.
Described it to the officers as running.
Okay.
Fair, walking quickly back to his?
I don't remember.
Okay. The issue about, what your dad did, pulling back into the driveway, he didn't end up running, but he did have the conversation with you about whether he should, right?
Apparently, yes.
And how old were you at the time when he's asking you whether he should run after shooting a man on the street?
I was 19.
And it was you who answered him, no, stay right here.
Correct.
I've shown you the transcript a number of times. This is a transcript that you have said is a statement from a complete and honest account. Anything about seeing that transcript look unfair to you?
No.
And my understanding over the past year is you haven't really wanted to talk to anybody about any of this, correct?
I haven't been offered.
You haven't wanted to either, correct?
I didn't go out and reach out, no.
No. I'm not suggesting you should, but you have communicated to people that you really don't want to talk about this, correct?
In public.
And there's nothing about the transcripts that we've used to help with your memory or to give an account of statements that you made that is inaccurate, correct?
One more time?
There's nothing about these statements that I've shared with you that you've had an opportunity to look at that is inaccurate, correct?
Correct.
So she knows it's accurate but doesn't remember. Yeah, I think prosecution has impeached this witness quite effectively.
Actually, you wouldn't know if there's inaccuracies in it or not because they haven't given it to you.
Correct.
That's an interesting question. You haven't reviewed it, right?
No, I haven't seen it.
Right. Now, let's go to page 21. All right, and I want to ask you something, okay? Nobody wants to shoot anybody anytime, right?
No.
And you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, it's terrible that somebody shot somebody, right?
Correct.
And you wish that something like that would never happen, right?
100%.
Right. But that night it did, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's something that's out of character for your father, right?
Correct.
I'm going to object, Your Honor. Approach.
Character testimony. We have an objection. Are we objecting to the fact that character testimony is coming in, or that the character testimony differs from what may be on the criminal record? Or are they saying that opens the door? You bring up character, guess where we get to go? Did he open the door? I think he did. The question was, that's out of character for your father. Is that correct? So that was not the witness coming up with that, saying this is something, so far outside of character for my dad. That would be different. This is the defense opening the door on this one. It is getting spicy. Now priors might be coming in. And it will come in, I think, through this witness. Judge will say no to the priors. I don't know. They got testimony in that it is not in his character to be violent. If he has a domestic violence past, if he has some sort of assault charge or something like that, I don't know what his record is. I have not looked at it. I try not to look at those things unless they actually come out in court. But if he has that, and there's testimony before the jury, which we've had, you can't unring the bell very easily that he's the good guy and he doesn't do this.
That previous question was asked has now been withdrawn. I'm instructing you that any answers given to that previous question is disregarded by the jury. Thank you.
He allowed him to withdraw the question.
You were basically
They unrang the bell.
Yes.
And your father was acting nervous, correct?
Yes.
All right. He didn't know what to do, right?
No.
Both of you were there wondering what just happened, right?
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is that the detective that night basically asked you some questions about that situation, and one of them was that when he ultimately shot the neighbor, okay, was it wrong at any point in there? And you said, do I think he should have? No. Do I think he was just reacting out of someone threatening his kid? I think that is, you know, we all react in different ways. I think he was just, in the end, trying to make sure I didn't get hurt. And I know he will do anything to keep me protected. Do I think he should have shot him? No. Do I think it was his just automatic response of my kid's in the car, I need to protect her? Yes. Is that your opinion today?
Yes.
Right. Was there any question in your mind that your father utilized that firearm to protect you?
Yes, that's all he was doing, was protecting me.
And was he protecting you because you were clearly threatened by somebody?
Yes.
And it scared you?
Yes.
And he was trying to take care of you?
Correct.
Not sure why the state didn't object there. The judge allowed
There's nothing wrong about that.
part of her statement to come in, but just for the part she couldn't remember.
Move to strike, Your Honor. It's the conclusion for the jury, whether there's something wrong with it.
In her opinion.
Yes.
The anti-firing
I think it's a problem that he read from that part of the testimony. Well, I guess no, the prosecution went there first. He read part, so in the rule of completeness, I think he could read more. Never mind, take it back. Defense is okay on that one. Defense is allowed to lead. They're on cross-examination. This is a prosecution witness. I think the bunny may have done some bunny business, and she hurriedly took it and set it down in the carrier. We might need a little inspection on the floor up there to see if somebody dropped some raisins or something. Court floors are disgusting. We're trying to stop any rude messages. Please don't attack people in chat. We can call out when a witness is being impeached. That's what's happening. That's how the process they're using. She's coming across as being less than truthful. We can call that out without attacking her personally. Who's got a bunny? The witness on the stand brought a emotional support, a comfort bunny, I think is the official term. She, for the first part of her testimony, had it out on her lap and was petting it. It was a mini Rex, beautiful, beautiful little bunny, very soft. Yeah, just be respectful. The rabbit was allowed in as a comfort animal for the witness. Testifying in court is traumatic for anybody of any age. Even experts get quite nervous.
Thank you very much. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
There's the bunny. Bunny goes back in.
Sit. Don't mean to rush you. Take your
No,
time.
you're good.
Oh. Why don't you come, let me just try and get a sense of timing here.
Another sidebar. This court only goes to 4, which means we have about an hour. Well, it's 2:30. We have about an hour and a half left available today. We do expect the victim to testify in this case. The attorney really wants to hold the money.
Amongst ourselves, it's actually 2:30 at this point. It's time for another break. So we're going to take a 10-minute recess. Give you a chance to stretch your legs.
You're killing me.
Use the facilities. All rise, very please. Thank you.
Okay.
You can go, ma'am.
We have so many breaks in this trial. No, even a chain smoker could not complain about the frequency of the breaks here. They are quite frequent. All right, and with that, we're going to.
I'm not a camel.
The water looks delicious. Might be the judge who's the chain smoker. You never know. Court's stressful for judges too, right? Oh, shooting happened in Rochester. The trial's in Stratford. I don't think she was included a hostile witness. The reason why I don't think so is because the prosecution did not lead on their direct. When you have a hostile witness and the court recognizes that, the prosecution gets to lead because you're pulling tooth and nail to get an answer out of them, and you get to basically lay everything out, and then the court will force them to say yes or no if they're able to. We don't see that very often with a hostile witness. It's usually pretty spicy when we see it. I would say we had a reluctant witness here, and the way she recounted her memory of that event, it seemed slanted. It seemed one-sided. That she remembered a lot, but not anything that her dad did specifically. And the bigger problem is that she had forgotten everything that she had said that night to the police. That's in the transcript, in the video, the recording they had. About she didn't think her dad should have shot him, and just everything is her dad said when we backed the car up. We know that it took two and a half minutes roughly for the police to arrive after 911 was called by the other family, by the other girl's mom who testified previously. That's 2.5. That's a lot of time to just be sitting in the truck, backing into the driveway, and not saying anything. But she doesn't remember that conversation. So it's very possible that traumatic event, she's blocked those parts out. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that she was up there lying to the court, but it doesn't come across as being truthful, especially when she seemed to remember everything the defense was asking her and nothing that the state was. So. Selective blocking. I have the same problem. When my wife asks me to do a chore, it's like, in one ear, out the other. Jovi Ray gifted a membership. Thank you, Jovi Ray. Congratulations also. I'm sorry I missed your milestone previously. I put it up on the screen briefly. If you saw that, I will do it again just to make sure you didn't miss it because it was during the rest up. Where's it go? Wait for it. Jovi Ray. There we go. And you gifted a membership previously as well. Thank you. 18 months. 18 months. That is awesome. Roro came in, gifted 10 memberships. Roro, thank you. That's very generous. I think that's on account of we thought the bunny might have done something, and the bunny promptly got put back in the kennel, the carrier. So you and my husband have the same condition. It's in our genes. What can I say? It's in our male genes. What chore, says Tumblr Troy. Selena K also just came in and gifted some memberships right here. 5 of them. Selena, thank you very much. Selena, hope you're feeling better. I realize that was not a fun time for you, but Hopefully the pain goes down and the leg gets better and you get mobile again. So that would be wonderful. Christy G says, I'm never getting a gift again. Christy, don't say never. Never is a very, very long time. Let's go back to court and see what's happening here. It looks like we've got a sidebar going on, but we'll keep waiting. Yes, we will check on you. We continue to check on you. We want to make sure you're okay. It's never fun to be injured. I'm my cat's emotional human, says Phyllis. Gifts are hard to get. They are. Sometimes the gifts flow. When the gifts flow, it gets a little easier. But we can't steer them. They fall where YouTube wants them to fall. Tumwater Troy gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Are you sitting down because can't see your chair? No, I'm standing. This is my that's my dad dance. I'm standing right now. Getting a little blood flow to the lower extremities. Okay, I think Kyle said he would kill his neighbor, but don't think he said he would kill his daughter. He has a daughter himself. I don't know. I don't know. Ricky C. just gifted 5 memberships as well. Tina Sue, Laura Atwater, congratulations. I Heart Grunge. Leslie Simmons. Troy's like, look, I got your back. Stop dancing. Stop dancing. It's terrible. Thank you. Super T also gifted 5 memberships. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy cow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super T, thank you very much. Nancy Clayton, Jessica Rosales, Faye, Taylor Brandt, RZ. YouTube didn't tell me who got the 5th one for the first batch. Debbie says, looks like a train, and here I am waiting for the bus. I'm getting a haircut from the GoPro. It's just too tall. How's that? Is that a little better? Shark. There is a train going on here. I have to stand like this. I have to I'm practically doing the splits right now to stay in frame. Shark gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you. Jovi Ray gifted another one. It's raining memberships. Jersey, welcome. Been absent lately, keeping busy with work. That's good. But know that I miss you all and try to watch on replay when I can. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Red Pointless Pen gifted another 5. Teresa K received a membership. Kelly D, Carly, Noni, Chasing Dreams. We've got people. I might have to play Gray is the New Green after all this. All right. Thank you. All of you generous gifters. All right. Thoughts on the trial here as we wait for it to come back. Put the cursive counter back up. I think defense is focusing on the wrong things, and obviously they have to because the right things are terrible facts. Kim R gifted a membership, went to Donna Buchanan. Audrey Henry gifted 10 memberships. Oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, they're scrolling past on my screen. Makes everything go fast. Angelique, you are correct. It is a gift train. And Rutherford says, Kyle was the aggressor. Kyle definitely was, I would say, the instigator. And yeah, I guess you could say aggressor as well. But there's not every incident justifies a lethal response. I think that's the problem. Kitty passes it forward to Amy. Congratulations. Yo mama just gifted 5 as well. Mary Henderson, congratulations. One of the 5 receivers. Nicola as well. It's going fast. Thought she said she didn't have her phone with her. Thought she said she was on her phone. It's Pi Day. It's 3.14. I had forgotten. Mrs. R.A. went to the store. She probably didn't even remember. Hang on one second. Okay, I've let her know it's Pi Day. What's your prediction for this? Barb, I would have to say that the first shot, it would be much easier to argue that as self-defense. And I would say that probably a 75% chance of winning a self-defense court case if there was only one shot. But the 5 afterwards are the problem. It doesn't matter if the first was self-defense. If the 5 after are unjustified, that would be guilty. And I think that's where it's going to go. Amber says, I said it in mod chat and in live chat this morning. I don't read Amber's texts. Mod chat, what's that? Yeah, I missed it completely. Yeah. Mom's asleep. It's nap time. She woke me up early and then Mrs. R.A. is sleeping. I say we turn on a little bit of Rage Against the Machine downstairs. Crank the volume. What do you think? No? Nickelback? What's good wake-up music for Mrs. R.A.? Totally just clipped that admission. This is not news. This is not news. You should have known that all along. They get you for the amount of shots and how close you were to the victim. I think the amount of shots is terrible, and the fact that the bullets were going in his back end. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Hero by Nickelback. I could practice the Hump Day yell to wake her up. Little Chop Suey. That's a fast one. A little Disturbed. Rage is great. AC/DC. Metallica. Maybe a little Enter Sandman, because she's sleeping. That might be good. All right, what's with the knife, dude? I ordered... we have an upcoming case. It's the Brian Koberger trial. And in that trial, the murder weapon is missing. But we have a sheath. And the sheath goes to a specific knife. And I looked at buying the knife itself. But a nice stainless one runs about $300. I didn't want to do that. Just an entry-level medium one is between about $50 to $100. Didn't want to do that either because I really don't have a need for a K-bar knife. And so I bought the training version, which is the same size, and then the sheath should arrive on this weekend. It's going to arrive, so we can use that because during the trial, I happen to know that my audience is probably the majority of them don't have gun and knife collections. Some of you do, and that's awesome. That's wonderful. But the majority of the audience is not. And we have a lot of international people where we're going to be talking about things that just aren't familiar to those who didn't grow up wearing a K-bar as they were out hunting. So I got that so we can illustrate some of the points. Beastie Boys for the wake up. Mom, you're just jealous. It's the Beastie Boys. Yeah, that's a good one. A little Aerosmith. These are good songs. Good songs. Herman's Hermits. Pick something she doesn't like. Ginger Snaps gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Ginger Snaps. I'm sorry I missed that when it happened. Little Blue October. Crazy Train, a little Aussie, maybe. Little Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Good music. Twisted Sister, We're Not Gonna Take It. No. Pick Me, says Lisa B. I'll wake her up. Yoicks on the knife. It's a huge knife. Look at this. Check this out. Look. This is a 7-inch blade. Okay. And I believe it's a full tang, meaning that the metal that makes up the blade runs the full distance of the handle as well. So it's not like just the metal is attached to the wood or the leather down here. It's a metal rod that runs nearly 12 inches from tip to pommel. I don't know if that's a pommel. But then the handle, these little black bumps, each one of these bumps would be leather, either leather strips or stacks of leather that are punched and stacked on each other with little metal spacers between them. And that's the grip. It's got some serious blood grooves, which are an indentation on the side. So if there was a stab into somebody's body, as it goes into the body, it creates a vacuum in that blood groove, and it forces the blood to start flowing faster to increase the effectiveness of a stab. So quite a knife. This particular one is, I would say, traditional. It doesn't have any of the barbs, like the hooks on the blade where they've notched out a sharp edge in a series that can be used to make a rough cut or really tear the skin. I'm not sure if the weapon that was used had the barbs or not. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Red Rum 101, sponsored by RA. I said I was going to get one of these initially, and I was going to get the real one. But because I just don't, first of all, I don't hunt much at all. When I did hunt, I was never successful. So I just don't have a need for a knife like this. And I do have plenty of kids in the house. And I'd rather not have a dangerous item around for them. Okay, coming back to court here in just a minute. Does anyone know why we're waking up Mrs. R.A.? She was just taking a nap. I was trying to, but you guys called me out on that. That's why I'm standing and awake now. What do you hunt with a knife? Nothing, but a knife is incredibly useful after you've hunted something. Carolyn McDonald gifted a membership. Thank you, Carolyn.
So, as sometimes is the case in trials, we've run into a little bit of a scheduling snafu in terms of witness availability. The result of which is we're going to we're going to end early today. So we're going to stop today at this point. Good news, it's a beautiful day out there, so you can enjoy the afternoon weather. We will resume on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. As you've been told, Monday's a short day. We're going to be going from 10 until noon, and then we're going to be done on Monday. I will tell you that even though we're stopping short today, and we've had a number of other delays, we are still well on track to finish this case on time. In fact, we may even finish this case. I don't make promises we can't keep, but we may even finish it earlier than we'd anticipated when we first scheduled this case. So everything is fine in terms of scheduling. So I'm going to be releasing you for the rest of the day. I need to just remind you of all the instructions I've given you in the past, and I know I'm repeating myself. Do not speak about this case, either amongst yourselves or with anyone else. Do not do any independent research about this case in any format or any way or manner. And do not view any media accounts or social media discussions or anything like that about this case. Try to stay away from it, which hopefully you'll have a nice weekend and you won't have to concern yourself with it at all. All right? Is there anything else from the parties?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, folks. We'll see you on Monday.
And with that, we are done for the day. Megan Easton gifted another membership. Thank you very much, Megan. We may see if they have something here to sort out, just briefly.
you all. Obviously, to the extent that any decisions are made over the weekend in terms of motions, to the extent you can get those in over the weekend so that we can have a heads up about what's coming on Monday morning, that'd be helpful, but I'll leave it to you all to figure that all out.
We'll try to have a substantive discussion.
Very good. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday morning.
All right. With that, we are done with court here, but we are going to we're going to find something else to watch here because it's a little too early to end during the day. We did have a couple things that happened, possibly. Okay. Possibly, let's jump to McNally really quickly. Hold tight here. Wait for it. Okay. Stop that one. Jump back here. Honorable Michael K. McNally. Pull this one up. $26.40. Here we go. First one up here. This is a fun court. I really like this judge's chair too. Let's fast forward just a tiny bit till he shows up.
All rise. 33rd Court of Now session on Michael K. McNally presiding. Be seated, please.
Anthony D. Crump, 24B. I'm sorry. Take your time. Excuse me. Anthony D. Crump, 24B 82520A.
Mr. Crump.
Well, good morning, Your Honor.
Name?
Anthony Crump.
Count one alleges you failed to attend your probation visit on March 3, and count two, you failed to provide proof of field inspection. If that's proven to be true, you could get 10 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign an advice of rights form today or not? Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Seem like you're in a good mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good to see. You have the right to a lawyer. If you cannot afford one, I will appoint you one at public expense. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you like a lawyer?
No, thank you. I actually believe you told my lawyer that he was not needed today.
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't talk to your lawyer. I don't talk to people one-on-one about a case. You kidding?
I've got you, Your Honor. I believe the last time we were in court, that's what was said. This is
a review date. This is a review date.
Yes.
His representation was done when the case concluded when I sentenced you January 15th. So, you know.
I've got you, Your Honor.
Slow down.
Oh, no problem.
You want to go hire him again, I'll give you a week adjournment.
Oh, I believe we've adjourned this enough.
Do whatever you want. The adjournments, I think, were at your request, were they not?
Actually, Your Honor, they kept wanting more time. They wouldn't come and inspect. And then you advised me to get an attorney, which I did. And the attorney, I believe it was Chuck Earl, never returned or got back with the attorney, or they never spoke, or they had, the whole time they were having.
Slow down.
Yes, Your Honor.
You came in there with a chip on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Me? Mm-hmm.
No, the guy out in the hallway. You.
Can I go back to the man across the street? They always come and go over there to him. He said, stay here? Okay, I stay here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You.
Yes, Your Honor.
I said in the order, defendant to set up inspection with Chuck Earl at Brownstown Building Department prior to review date. That's what I ordered you to do. I ordered you to clean up all the dumped asphalt millings and return the property to the original state on that address.
I'm going to pause. I'm going to record that to get the chip comment. Hang on just 1 second.
I've got you.
Oh,
no problem.
We're going back.
You want to go hire him again? I'll give you a week adjournment.
Oh, I believe we've adjourned this enough.
Do whatever you want. The adjournments, I think, were at your request, were they not?
Actually, Your Honor, they kept wanting more time they wouldn't come and inspect. And then you advised me to get an attorney, which I did. And the attorney, I believe it was Chuck Earl, never returned or got back with the attorney, or they never spoke, or they had, the whole time they were having.
Slow down.
Yes, Your Honor.
You came in there with a chip on your shoulder.
Me?
No, the guy out in the hallway. You.
Can I go back to the man across the street? They always come and go over there to him. He said, stay here? Okay, I stay here. Okay.
I mean, you're in court. You can't just yell out and talk to somebody.
You.
Yes, Your Honor.
I said in the order, defendant to set up inspection with Chuck Earl at Brownstown Building Department prior to review date. That's what I ordered you to do. I ordered you to clean up all the dumped asphalt millings and return the property to the original state on that address at Cooper. 19411, I believe it is, by March the 1st. Those were the orders.
Yes, Your Honor.
Prosecutorial review date I wrote is March 12th. They moved it till today because I was out of town yesterday. So let's get past all that. All I have here is 2 violations. 1, that you failed to attend your scheduled probation visit on March the 3rd, and 2, that you failed to provide proof of a field inspection. So I'm just telling you, you have the right to a lawyer if you want one.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you choose to waive your right to a lawyer, that's your decision. So how do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, I would like to waive my right.
Okay. Is to count 1 that you failed to attend your scheduled probation visit on March the 3rd of 25. How do you plead?
I would say not guilty.
Okay. Is to count 2 that you failed to provide proof of your field inspection with Brownstown. How do you plead?
I would
just
like
not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll enter a not guilty plea. I will get probation in here, and I'll swear her in. And I need Emily. And then if you choose to testify, you'll have that right. If you choose to remain silent, you'll have that right. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll also get the Brownstown prosecutor in here. So you can have a seat, and we'll conduct the sentencing momentarily. I'm sorry, the hearing momentarily.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Keenan Jacob Zimmerman, 24B82426.
He's awfully chipper. Let's see what happens when probation shows up.
Doing, Your Honor.
Good. You?
Oh, not too bad.
Your name?
Keenan Zimmerman.
You're charged with failure to pay fines and costs as ordered. Balance owing $395. That is the charge.
Yes, sir.
Plead guilty, or if you're found guilty, on this case, you could be incarcerated. This is, let's see, there's no prior technical violations. You could at this time receive 5 days in jail. Do you understand that?
That's understandable. I paid in full just before I came.
I just want to make sure if you understand.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good. Did you sign and read and understand the Yellow Advice of Rights?
I believe I did, sir.
Well, did you or not? If you didn't, if you need me to cover it with you, no problem.
Yeah, no, can I explain?
No. I just want to know if you read the Advice of Rights and if you understand the rights.
Yeah.
Slow down. Just answer my questions.
Yes, sir.
We're not at a speech or a debate club here right now, okay?
No, for sure.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Did you understand it?
I did understand.
Do you need me to explain any of that to you?
No, not
If
at
you
all.
plead guilty, you'll be giving up all of those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing of any kind. You understand that?
Absolutely.
You have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to give you one now at public expense if you would like one. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, at this time.
Okay, we'll get you a lawyer. I'm entering a not guilty plea. We're going to have a revocation hearing. We will set you up with a lawyer. You'll talk to the lawyer and you'll come in here. Okay?
Okay. Just take a seat.
Yep. Well, you're going to go out in the hallway. He's going to set you up with a lawyer. Okay. Anthony D. Crump, 24B82520A.
Anthony, come on back up.
Ms. Wilds, your name?
Elizabeth Loftus, Your Honor.
We're going to have a hearing on this charge. Mr. Crump has waived his right to a lawyer. Your name again, sir?
Anthony Crump, Your Honor.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Wilds, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. On January 15, 2025, Mr. Crump's probation officer, Emily Tassino, she's not in the building currently, but should be back in the building in about 5 minutes, Your Honor, just for the record. She scheduled Mr. Crump to appear for a probation visit on March 3rd at 8:15 a.m., which at that time he was to bring proof of his inspection and provide it to her. When Mr. Crump did not appear for that probation visit, Ms. Tassino did reach out to Ms. Foley Carter to see if Mr. Crump had gotten the field inspection completed, knowing that, of course, he had his hearing coming up. And I know that Ms. Foley Carter is here, but in short, Ms. Foley Carter had indicated that she too had not gotten the field inspection report from the department, and that it was under her impression that he had not even scheduled the inspection and therefore remained non-compliant. Emily then scheduled a court date that we're here for today.
Okay. Any questions of her? Any questions of Ms. Wilds?
No, Your Honor.
Do you wish to testify or do you wish to remain silent?
I wish to testify, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
He sits down with
What
so
would you
much
like to tell me?
force.
Did you go to the probation visit on March 3rd?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Did you have a field inspection completed?
Yes, I did get one of those done. It was on Monday, I believe.
By who?
Mr. Chuck Earl came out. The one.
Why didn't? Okay. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I talked to Chuck Earl yesterday, and it was my understanding that he had not scheduled the field inspection. They did not today.
Where's Mr. Earl now?
He should be at Township Hall.
Get him over here.
Certainly.
So you're saying you did have a field inspection?
Yes, I went in there and I talked to Rob Harris. Rob Harris said he spoke to Mr. Earl and he would be out that day, Monday. It was scheduled.
Did it happen?
Did you say Rob Harris?
Yes, I spoke with Rob.
Get him over here too. Let's get everybody here. Okay.
Round up everybody who works for the
have
town.
Field inspection done?
Yes, when I spoke with them, they said they were doing it that day, and that was this Monday.
Okay, but I told you to do it by March 1. What was this Monday? You don't take me very seriously, do you?
Your Honor, I'm getting to it. I'm trying not to cut you off or talk over you or upset you. I received a notice.
Upsetting me?
Yes.
You're not upsetting me.
Well, I have a new review date, a letter that says new review date.
March 13th.
March 13th.
Because I was out of town. I get to take a vacation now and then. I was out of town yesterday, so they moved it one day. Did that inconvenience you?
Your Honor, I never received anything saying that there was a 12th. I just received this.
It was right in the order.
This was made on February 10th.
The prosecutorial review date was March the 12th. It was right on your probation order. I wrote it down. It's right there, March 12th at 9. They rescheduled it until the 13th because it was my fault from the standpoint I didn't get my vacation request in soon enough. So the judicial clerk moved it a date because she's really, really, really good at doing that kind of thing when she knows I've screwed up. So I made a mistake in not submitting my vacation request to myself, which I have to sign as the chief judge. So what does that have to do with you not getting the inspection done by March the 1st?
What I'm trying to explain to you, Your Honor, is I believe, and maybe I am guilty at this point, but I did believe that it was getting moved. Everything was getting moved from the 3rd.
Really? Who told you that?
To the 13th. This letter that I read.
Who told you that?
It said new review date, so I assumed.
I scheduled the review date for March 12. I told you to have it done, the inspection, by March 1. That's right on the probation order. Do you want me to give you the probation order, or you want me to take my word for it?
I'll take your word for it, Your Honor.
It says defendant to set up inspection with Chuck Earl of the Brownstown Building Department prior to review date. Prosecutorial review date, March 12, 25 at 9 a.m. Defendant to clean up all dumped asphalt millings and return property to original state at 19411 Cooper, Brownstown by March 1. Now, what aspect of this caused you to think that I was moving that or delaying that when we've been going through this? And you're right. You're absolutely right. This case went on from September the 11th August 28, I made a note. Defendant was mistakenly told these were dismissed and left, so I rescheduled it for September 11. I adjourned it to September 25. I set a final pretrial for October 9. I set a jury trial for November 1. I adjourned the final pretrial, I believe at your lawyer's request, I could be wrong about that, to October 28th at 1:30, adjourned the trial to December 6th. I then adjourned the final pretrial to November 20 because nothing had been done on the property. And then I adjourned it again to November 27th, and then it was scheduled for a jury trial still, but on the 27th, you came in here and you pled guilty as to count 1. So pled to count 1, dismissed count 2. Are they coming?
Ron Harris is on his way. Chuck Earl is out of town. But I did confirm with him that he did not go to talk to him today.
Okay. If I find out you're lying, if I think you're lying, I hope you brought some extra underwear today. Okay?
I completely understand you, Your Honor.
Good. Okay. So is there anything else that you want to tell me?
Hashtag
Did you provide the proof of the field inspection?
Provide the proof. When I spoke with my attorney, he told me the fact that I had it done, should have been suffice, is when I spoke with Mr. Pitch yesterday.
Really?
At the advice of my attorney, yes.
Really? Well, I don't want to know what your lawyer told you. I don't have any proof of a field inspection, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
He didn't show up for his probation visit on March 3, right?
That is correct.
Do you have any proof of a field inspection?
The township does not. No.
Do you have any proof that he went there on Monday on his own free will or of his own free volition and tried to set up the field inspection on Monday? Slow down. Don't say anything yet, which would have been March the 10th.
It's my understanding that he spoke to Ron Harris, the ordinance enforcement officer, but there was no scheduling of field inspection. There was no field inspection.
Really?
Well.
Okay. But Mr. Harris is on his way.
Yes.
Well, I don't need that because I don't need him to find you guilty on these two. I'm going to find you guilty is to count 1, failure to attend your probation visit, and count 2, failure to provide proof of a field inspection. You're going to make me do things I don't want to do, Mr. Crump. I've tried to work with you on this. It's evident that anybody looking at this file would say the judge's patience was very long. I knew you were going to end up back here. I knew it. I'd have bet my house against this state. I would have bet it.
Against this state.
You're just not going to do what people think. It's okay. It's okay that there's seemingly this increasing belief in society that we don't have to respect authority. Look, I get it. It's okay. You're not alone. There's others. There's a lot. It's okay.
I promise you, Your Honor,
don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. It's not the way that I was raised. I mean, my dad was a Marine Corps major. I mean, I would have never disrespected his authority. And I'm not saying I'm your dad. And I don't care if you like me, dislike me, respect me, don't respect me. You're going to respect the system. It's not your turn to talk. I'll tell you when you can talk. You're going to respect the system. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
I need that soundbite.
I'm not putting up with this.
It's bigger than all of us.
I'm just not putting up with this. I don't want to know what Mr. Cripps told you or anybody else.
That's going to be hashtag big.
Mr. Cripps is a gentleman as far as I'm concerned. I've never had an issue with him. I think he's a very good lawyer. Mr. Cripps would never tell you to disobey my order or any other judge's order, but I don't want to know what don't tell me what he told you. That's between you two. I don't know why you're doing this, young man. I don't know why you think you can do this. I think some of us, social media, we watch too much TV, and think we can do or say whatever we want, whenever we want. I mean, we've got First Amendment rights. That does not include disregarding judges' orders. And you don't seem to be getting that in this case. I mean, you're forcing me to do something I never wanted to do. I never wanted it to get this far. Never. I don't relish. If I could sit here every single day and not put anybody in jail, nobody'd be happier. I'll get Mr. Harris here. We'll have a conversation. Go from there. You can have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nicholas Robert Gendron, 5B148076.
We're not done. We're not done.
Good morning to you. Your name?
Nicholas Robert Gendron.
All right, you're charged with driving on a suspended license and you have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to give you one at public expense if you want one.
Take it.
Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and arraign you and then I'll
learn.
send you to the prosecutor, okay?
Yep, thank you.
It is alleged that you did operate a motor vehicle on February 16 of 25 at 11:45 in the morning on Telegraph near West in Brownstown with a suspended license. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs, or all of those 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. If you tell me, Judge, I'm going to waive my right to a lawyer, I'm going to send you back to the prosecutor. Would you like a lawyer?
I'll waive my rights to a lawyer.
I'll enter a not guilty plea. I'm going to give you a $500 personal bond. You don't have to post any money. These are your bond conditions. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's Mr. Baldwin? Okay, you go down, you go get your new date, and I will, I'm sorry, you go down and talk to the prosecutor. Either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay? If they're not reasonable with you, you don't like what they're doing, I'll be more than happy to give you a lawyer, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Doucette Hammond, Perlene Susan Doucette Hammond, 25U56176867A, B, and C.
Can I approach also the You stay there and let me talk to him. Stay there. You stay there and let me talk to him. I want to talk to you and I want you to know about God. I had my brothers and I had to help take them and
But as soon as
shortly, and let me tell you what happened with the 3 cars that he left with me. I went and got it all taken care of. And then when I got with that other guy, I hadn't got my own car. And he's the one that got me in front of my house to try. He sent the police, and the police told me to get out and drive those cars. But I didn't know that I had to get out and drive the cars. I went to the place and got them set. I don't want to get paying no money. They took all my money.
I'm not going to make you pay any money.
Huh?
I'm not going to make you pay any money.
Can I tell you my brothers?
No.
I can tell you my 2 brothers up and died.
John, I got it. Ma'am, just be quiet a second.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
And just tell me your name.
Huh?
Just tell me your name.
My name is Pearline Susan Doucette Hammond.
Sir, would you come up here a second? I just want to ask.
Okay, I want to come up because.
No. You stay right there. You're good right there. Honest to God, you're good right there.
I was with you before a long time ago.
I know you were. Not too long. Sir, your name?
I don't think that the police was calling me and we talked. He told me what to do and I did what he told me to do. Go ahead. Let him talk. Go ahead. Let him talk.
Sir, remind me, you're her.
I'm her son.
Yes. What's your name again?
Robert Doucette.
She was in front of me on this before, right?
No, not this.
What was she in front of me?
We had to move the car or either get it, the plates put on it or whatever.
Didn't we end up dismissing the case? Didn't the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got to send her for a competency exam. Okay. I can't, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to set a competency.
Well, I'm in the process of becoming her legal guardian.
Okay. But I'm going to order a competency exam, Lisa. I'm not even going to arraign her right now. Mm-hmm. We're going to just fill out a competency order and let's set it out about 6 weeks. Okay.
Okay. That'd be great.
And we're going to set it for late April, even early May, Lisa. Please don't let her drive the car.
No, I'm not. No, we're taking her wherever she has to go.
And please, she's got to refuse to obey a police officer.
Can I say something?
No.
I drove my car all my life. No car. I got a son in my house now. I take care of my brother. I've been taking care of him for many years. And the guy that was going to drive me somewhere, he didn't know that I was taking care of my brother in the house because my brother is still alive. That's a blessing. And I own a house in Oak Park. And I still bought this house way up here.
Okay, I
understand.
And I'm you got to know I'm taking care of my brother now.
I understand. Lisa, give me a May date. Early May.
Ooh.
May 7th at 8:30.
May 7th at 8.
No, I'm taking care of my brother now.
Ma'am. Okay, May 7th, arraignment pretrial. We're going to send her for a competency exam. Please don't let her drive.
No, I'm not.
She's speeding. They got her going 63 and a 45. Right. May the 7th. I'm not even going to arraign her. May the 7th at 8:30 in the morning. I think. Yeah.
She doesn't drive anymore. We take her wherever she needs to go.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the keys away if you would, please.
Yes.
Unless she has valid license, but I don't think she should be driving. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
Ma'am, good luck.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I got a patient with a great big white car. I gotta take him to the hospital.
No, we're driving for it. Let's go.
Okay, let go.
Come on, let's go.
I want him to understand. I've been doing that all my life.
Okay,
I ain't never hit nothing. You look it up, see that I ever hit anything or get anything.
Come on.
Never. I've never done that.
Come on.
Never done it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
So we just wait on the paperwork.
I ain't never did that in my life.
Okay,
thank you.
Always drove cars.
Sean Nicholas Ray.
In my house. My son, taking my son out. 2 times died.
Sir.
Okay, have a good day. Yeah, have a good day. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Have a good day.
The judge knew immediately that he was dealing with somebody who's struggling, and that competency exam is the first step to getting this charge dismissed. I think he's doing the right thing here.
This is yours, isn't it, Mr. Paul?
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. I had a case with Pearline.
No worries.
Above ground swimming pools.
No worries. Your appearance?
House Counsel Attorney Mike Baldwin, P65417 on behalf of Mr. Sean Ray.
Mr. Ray, your name again?
Sean Nicholas Ray.
So this is an animal abandonment.
It is, and we have had an opportunity to.
It was pled under 7771.1. I'm going to go ahead and listen to whatever you have to say. First of all, is everything in the report accurate?
Everything is accurate and correct. There's no deletions, corrections, or errors. And I'm going to ask the court to consider deviating from the recommendation. Judge, this is a situation. My client, he raises these rabbits. They're a special kind of breed. They're actually they're a little more. They have thicker fur. They're a little more rigorous, and he travels for work, and things he lost control over his schedule, and unfortunately this situation happened. He takes responsibility. I don't see the need for psychiatric evaluation and mental health treatment. I'm going to ask the court to strike provision 3, and moreover, Your Honor,
Why in the world would you leave rabbits outside without a heat lamp and let one die frozen to death for a month before anybody even came? Why in the world would you do that?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, there are neighbors that were kind of intermittently helping. So it's not like, it's not textbook. He knew that the neighbors were there. They had this straw that they can be under. Again, this isn't your common bunny. These are breeding bunnies.
I don't care if they're racehorses. The point is he left them out there and they died.
They did. It was an awful situation.
What are you doing?
He has no marked criminal history, Judge. He understands that this is not good. And he has vowed to have more consideration.
He's not going to own anymore. Listen, your rabbit racing days are over. Okay? They're over.
He can live with that, Judge. He has no, he's not in possession of any other domestic animals. He understands what he did was wrong. And because these animals suffer.
It's cruel.
Fair enough.
It's cruel. I mean, I don't care if he's making money off of racing. I don't care if it's the fastest rabbit in the world.
Well, no,
I really don't.
I don't think he's breeding them for that reason.
Whatever. You said they're racing rabbits. I never heard of racing rabbits. Maybe there are racing rabbits. I've never turned on TV and seen a rabbit racing down a football field or any other place. What are you doing?
Sorry, Your Honor. I went to Jersey. Prior to this happening, working.
You know, who was going to feed the rabbits? Who was going to heat the rabbits? Who was going to care for the rabbits?
Well, 2 weeks prior to this, I left them 2 quarts of food and 3 gallons of water. And when I came back from work, they still had plenty of food and water left. I was at home for a week. The rabbits were fine. I left for 2 more weeks. And
you're too irresponsible then. Really?
No more rabbits, Judge.
No more anything. It's ridiculous. I mean, I can't believe that this kind of thing goes on.
Again, he has no marked criminal history, Judge.
I know. I'm not putting him in jail.
He made a mistake.
No, he made it more than a mistake.
Okay, Judge.
I mean, this is not...
It's cruelty to animals.
A mistake is if I forget to lock my door. That's a mistake.
All right.
If I leave my car running outside on my driveway in the middle of the winter and somebody that was a mistake. There's a lot of mistakes. This is not a mistake. This at best is complete gross negligence. That's what this is. It's silly.
Yes, Judge.
I don't know why people have pets if they don't want to care for the pet. You don't want to care for the pet, don't own the pet. Don't possess the pet. Don't buy the pet. Don't have it anywhere near you.
Yes, Judge.
Anything else?
I'm going to ask for 6 months of probation, Your Honor. Allow him an opportunity to show that he can correct this and it won't happen again.
12 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. You change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. You're not the owner possessing dogs, cats, bunnies, or any other domestic animals. You understand me? In the next 12 months,
sir.
You're not to own, possess any dogs, cats, bunnies, rabbits, or any other domestic animals. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
100 fines, 100 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment. 3 1/4, screening fees 60 for 380, 385. Probation fees are $240 for 625. Serve 2 days on the court work program, that's $695. That's $35 a day charge. 1 day of community service by April the 20th. So your total fines and costs with everything here amounts to $695. You may be eligible for early discharge. I am taking this under 771.1. You're not the owner possess.
He won't.
Dogs, cats, rabbits, any other domestic animal. Do we understand one another?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to order psychological treatment.
Thank you.
But I probably should, to be honest with you. Can you pay all this today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me a review date in 12 months, Lisa, please.
March 4th at 9 o'clock.
March the 4th of 2026 at 9 o'clock. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. You'll meet with probation before you leave. Good luck. Thank you. Terrell Javon Nolan. 25B147631.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, to you and your staff. Attorney Maxwell Dubin, P number 86012. On behalf of Mr. Nolan, who stands to my right, will you please state your name for the record?
Terrell Nolan.
Go ahead. Today's been a long day. I got back from vacation. I had a big docket this morning. Now I got a guy handing out 50-some counterfeit $20 bills. He pled to disorderly because I said I wouldn't take a fraudulent scheme under 771 because he just had an embezzlement case a couple of years ago, which falls in the same category. Have you had a chance to review the report with him, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
No additions, corrections, or deletions necessary, Your Honor.
Anything you'd like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. As noted in the report, my client has 3 children. He is currently has a full-time job at CNS. He also has he's actually on break for class today here. He's been trained to become an EMT. I want the court to know, and you to know, Your Honor, that at no point was my client trying to make any excuse, any reason other that he took full responsibility for his actions, Your Honor.
Well, not initially when he was trying to rip off the ring owner. He said his kids must have commingled the counterfeit bills in with regular bills, I think is what he said, right? That's what the police report said. I can pull it out and quote it if you want.
Well, what I'm saying is since he has been charged, he has not tried to
I get it.
maneuver or anything. He's just faced it like an adult. I just want the court to know that, Your Honor.
Other than throwing his kids under the bus.
I also think it's important for
Mr. Weeble stated Mr. Nolan told him his kid must have switched the money up. His kid's going to go in and put in counterfeit bills and take out real money. How old is your kid? You got kids that are 6, 2, and 4 months, and you want to tell the guy that one of those kids had the wherewithal to get $1,480 and $20 bill denominations, and he switched it out. I mean, that's just thievery.
Your Honor, my client's not here. He knows he made a very poor decision. He's not here he's here to face this matter, and he's not trying to,
Yeah, but he's going to get himself in trouble.
Absolutely. He knows that, Your Honor, and he's
Did he go take care of his warrant out of the 35th yet?
What court is that?
That's 35th is Plymouth.
Romulus.
That's no.
35th.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's Plymouth.
35th. I'm sorry.
It's Plymouth. No, I have not.
Why not?
I haven't had the funds to go up there yet, but every other one I've taken care of.
It's a non-payment.
Yeah, I didn't have the funds with paying my lawyer and school and everything of that sort. But I am working on it currently.
I would like to tell Your Honor, he is on a very good path. He's trying to change his life around for his kids. He wants to be the best role model he can be for them. And
they should have charged you with a lot more than a 90-day misdemeanor. They charged you under local ordinance. Your lawyer knows this, right?
Correct.
It's a 5-year felony. I'm just telling you.
Don't try paying off your.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Dubin. You're doing a great job.
No problem.
Sometimes, hey, listen, I did what you did for a long time.
If I might say, Your Honor, I think
I'm live.
The reason why you would do that is you want what's best for people and to rehabilitate people, and you want them to take it seriously. And I do believe this is someone that has all the tools and potential in the world to do that.
Well, that's good.
And he's trying to do that, and he's using this as a lesson. And right now is the time where he can choose 2 paths. He can choose the wrong path and the right path. And I do believe I have someone here choosing the right path. He's been an excellent client, excellent communicating with me.
Good.
He's been very frank and upfront with me the entire time.
Good.
And he has been with the court. He's been excellent on bond. There was only one other additional thing I was going to address, Your Honor. I would ask this court just consider working with him if there is a work program on there. I do want him to stay, and I understand he will do anything this court asks of him, but I do want him to stay in school as an EMT. I think it's a great career opportunity for him, and he does work. I would just ask the court, take that into consideration. And additionally, I would like to address just my client. He has great family support. They're here in the back of the courtroom here as well. They do have a prior trip booked. I don't know if that's something you would consider allowing.
Yeah, of course I will. Where?
It is on a cruise, I believe June
What day is it?
Listen, I don't know. Here's the thing. Do you have the dates?
Yeah, I have the dates, but my woman, she usually is ahead, like, and she does all that. She knows everything.
She takes care of them, yeah.
Mr. Dubin, I don't, the only thing I worry about when somebody's on probation is to where they're going. There's issues with immigration coming back, especially now. And it's not immigration, so to speak, but still leaving the country. Depends where you're going. If you're on probation, it might be a red flag. He just needs to check with ICE. He can let probation or border patrol, and he can, I'll be happy to let him go, but I need the dates.
Okay.
So if you want to walk back there, Mr. Dubin, right now and talk to his girlfriend or whatever.
I believe it's the 19th to the 30th.
Of June?
Yeah.
It's a nice cruise.
Is that right, Mr. Dubin?
That's correct, Your Honor. My apologies for having to run away from you. You're June 19th to the 30th, Your Honor. It's Florida, Mexico.
So he just needs to check with him because I'm not going to be responsible if I say you can. I'll let him leave the state, but I'm not going to be responsible by saying you can go to Mexico and then Mexican authorities say, wait, you're on probation. So you guys got to deal with that. 12 months. If I let you finish?
Yes, I'm finished.
12 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You can leave the state between June 19th and June 30th of 25. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court if probation is directed. You're to obtain and maintain employment and provide proof. By the way, is there a Luke Weeble here? Luke Weeble. He was notified. He's the victim. You're not to have any contact with him. He's not here. You're to clear all warrants within 30 days. All warrants within 30 days. Attend the Positive Strategies program with 8-week follow-up. Again, so no contact with the victim, obtain employment, provide proof. Personal Positive Strategies program, attend that with 8-week follow-up, clear all warrants within 30 days. You can leave the state between June 19 and June 30. You're to serve 3 days on the court work program. There's a $35 a day charge for that for a total of $105. $200 in fines, 100 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. That's 4 1/4. Probation fees are $240 for 665. Screening fees $60 for 725. And you have $105 in court work program fees. $825. You may be eligible for early discharge. You get everything done, you can get off probation in 6 months. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Counsel, unless there's a problem, you don't have to come back to review here during date. Your representation ends today. Lisa, if you can give me one in 12 months again, I would appreciate it.
March 4th at 9 o'clock.
March the 4th of 26 at 9 a.m. We'll give you a notice, put it in your calendar.
Yes, sir.
All right. Does he have all this to pay or does he need time?
We're going to need a payment plan.
How much does he have today?
Just be honest.
Like $100 at most.
How much can you pay weekly?
Weekly, 75.
You sure?
I can get it done.
You get paid weekly? You get paid weekly?
I get paid bi-weekly.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it $75 bi-weekly. When do you get paid next?
That's generous.
This Friday?
No, next Friday. I just got paid this Thursday.
Next Friday is the 21st, 24th. I'll tell you what, I'll let you start the plan on April the 7th. If you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom. I'll be glad to give you an extension. Or you can come in here on or before any due date if you don't have the payment, whether it's the 1st or the 14th. Come on in, talk to me. I'll be glad to give you an extension. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much, Adjournment.
Nice. Now, if you violate, you could get 90 days. You understand? Okay. Nice day with you.
Well, and on behalf of all the other attorneys, welcome back. I need a vacation myself. Don't think I'm going to get one anytime soon. I guess a good thing, essentially.
Right. Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Keenan Jacob Zimmerman, is that one ready? Did you talk to a lawyer yet?
Yes, sir.
Who's your lawyer?
Mike Baldwin.
Okay.
Do you want me to come forward?
Not yet.
Okay.
Mr. Harris.
Go on to another one. Jacob Sheldon Barrera, 25B147180.
Okay, I've got to.
Mr. Murray, good morning. Mr. Duncan, I mean, good morning.
Yes, Judge. Hi, Judge.
How you doing?
If we get in the picture, please. Yes.
All right. Your appearance?
Yes, Your Honor. Murray Duncan appearing on behalf of the defendant, Jacob Barrera.
Mr. Barrera, your name?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It is Jacob Barrera.
All right, so you've negotiated a super drunk down to impaired. Good for you, Mr.
Super drunk
Mr. Duncan, and that's going to be the extent of the plea agreement, correct?
Yes, Judge.
So if you plead guilty to that charge, sir, the possible penalties of operating while impaired are up to $300 in fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service costs are all 4 points, license suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. Your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. You have the right to question their witnesses. You have the right to bring in your own witnesses. You have the right to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a trial. Do you understand that, Mr. Barrera?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any questions on the advice of rights?
No, Your Honor.
To the charge of operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
On December 24 of 24 at 7:35 p.m., were you operating a motor vehicle on Gregory near Charles in Brownstown?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to that, did you drink alcohol? And if so, what did you drink and how much?
Yes, Your Honor. I had 6 to 8 shots of bourbon.
Okay. Was your ability to operate that motor vehicle impaired due to the consumption of the alcohol? And in what way, if so?
Yes, Your Honor. I ended up crashing the vehicle. I was visually impaired due to the alcohol.
Did you drive into another vehicle?
Yes.
And was that vehicle stationary or moving or what? Was it parked or was it?
It was a parked vehicle.
All right. Was anybody in the vehicle?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You think you drove into that parked vehicle, at least in part because of your alcohol consumption?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, was the blood draw in this case 0.21? Is that accurate?
Yes,
for
it is.
purposes of the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Barrera?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I find it to be an accurate plea, made voluntarily and understandingly. The plea's accepted. The super drunk charge, operating with a VAC of 0.17 or higher, is dismissed on motion of the prosecutor. So I'm going to refer you for a screening and assessment. Mr. Duncan, why don't you do this?
Okay.
You can call the probation department if you would, 734-671. 0201 extension 245. I don't know if they'll want him to come over today right now or not.
All right.
But why don't you call as soon as we get done here, and maybe you can talk to them about when he should be, it's probably going to be tomorrow then. So if not today, I'd like him to come in tomorrow. We'll set a sentence date. And what do you have for me, Lisa?
April 9th at 8:30.
April 9th at 9:30 will be the sentence date. Has he been going? Do you have his proof that he's been going to AANA twice a week?
Judge, I do have the proof he's been going twice a week. Plus, I have proof here that he's acquired a AA sponsor.
Well, that's good. So he's been there at least about 10 times, 8 to 10 times, about 8 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yes, Judge, 8.
Good enough. Okay, just call over there. And is that a good day for you, April the 9th, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
All right. Anything else you need to bring up before we go on?
No, Judge.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Judge, thank you. You too.
You ready on Zimmerman?
Yes.
Keenan Jacob Zimmerman, 24B82426B.
House Counsel Attorney Mike Baldwin for Mr. Zimmerman. Sir, can you please state your legal name for the record?
Keenan Zimmerman.
Judge, thank you very much for this opportunity. I thank Mr. Zimmerman for asking for court-appointed counsel. He wanted to have me elaborate his rights regarding the show cause for failure to pay fines and costs. I'm not sure, I wasn't here, but if there is a plea that needs to be taken.
Yeah, we'll have to take a plea.
Yes.
If that's what they're going to do, if that's what you want to do.
Okay, all right, we'll fix that too.
Is that what he wants to do?
Yes.
If you plead guilty here, sir, then you could get 5 days. This would be a first technical violation. Do you understand that?
That's understood.
Yes, that's what we talked about.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you sign and read and understand the advice of rights?
We're working. Yes.
Yes, I did. I did today, and I misread that. I didn't read the top. For some reason, I thought I was here today, Your Honor. Basically, what I want to say is,
no.
Hold on. Just we're right now.
Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
You sure?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just,
Yes. No's, please.
Yes, I understand those rights.
Just yes.
All right.
Man, this
you plead guilty, you're giving up those rights. You understand that?
Yes, I don't want to plead guilty.
You don't want to plead guilty?
No.
You want to have a hearing as to whether or not you paid. If that's the case, we'll get somebody over.
Yeah, so I was misunderstood.
Sir.
He might be confused. Why don't we?
I don't know why he's confused. I think he wants to talk.
I paid in full.
Hang on. I think he wants to talk a lot and not listen. I think that's a big part of the problem.
All right, so allow me an opportunity.
The charge was he was to pay $40 a week starting January 17 of 25.
As ordered.
And so the charge is that he failed to pay his fines and costs as ordered, period. That he still owed $395 as of March the 11th.
As of the date that you were supposed to pay.
I had another paper that it was pushed back to this date,
Hang on.
which I don't have with me, but that's my apology.
You ever watch a football team? Timeout. You're making this so much harder than it needs to be.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
The charge is you didn't pay your fines and costs as ordered. I never gave you an extension to pay your fines and costs. At least the file doesn't say that. If I did and forgot to write it down, that'd be the first time in 31 years, 30 plus years.
It's my apology for not getting with you. You had mentioned to me.
So all I want to know is, do you want a hearing or you want to plead guilty to failure to pay fines and costs as ordered?
As ordered on the date that they were due.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
With explanation.
To the charge that you failed to pay fines and costs as ordered, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to pay the fines and costs as I ordered you to?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody in this world forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Plea is accepted.
Your Honor, I want to thank the court for this opportunity. He has, subsequent to the order date, has paid the fines and costs in full. We do have the receipt.
When did he pay it?
When did you pay? Today?
Yes, today.
Why did you wait so? You know, anything, Mr. Zimmer?
I didn't have any work.
Here's what happened. He didn't come in on or before the due date and let the court know he needed an extension. He got a little behind in work. He thought he was going to be able to pull it off.
I told you to do that, didn't I? Didn't I tell you to do that?
Yeah, you did.
I wonder if there's other judges.
That listening part that he
I know. I wonder if there's other judges. I don't know. Maybe they all do it. I wonder if there's other judges that say, you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom or come in here on or before the due date to give you an extension. I don't care how many times we have to do it. Maybe they all do it. I don't know. But it just shocks me when I tell people that, and I tell every one of you that. I know if I went back and listened to that tape, that I'd have told you that. Now, you might be one out of the last 1,000 that I missed, or two of the last 2,000. Maybe I got distracted up here. So let me just ask you this. Did I tell you that or not?
You did.
Then why didn't you come and talk to me? I don't want to make this a bigger deal than it is.
Absolutely.
But now we would generate show cause, schedule this for hearing, do all these fun things. And you make it hard. And then you come up here and you want to keep talking.
It's been a very hard year for me.
Okay. And you know what? If you'd have come and told me that, I would have given you an extension. That's why I say that.
That's my apology. I should have gotten with you.
Go. So I'm accepting the plea. Is there anything anybody wants to say before I sentence?
Judge, I want to thank you for your understanding.
You don't have to thank me. I haven't been understanding yet.
Well, you were very understanding. This is a violation. It's a show cause, and it's a contempt of court. Judge, I'm going to ask that the court either give him 1 day of community service or $100 of bond.
How about 65?
65. Thank you, Judge.
Do you have $65?
Yes, sir.
Do you have it with you?
Yes.
Go down the
I've got a couple
hall.
sound bites ready to play.
And you're all set. And now we had a review. Yeah, I know. We got a review hearing date.
Yeah, it was set for
When's
today.
that?
Today.
Okay, go down the hall, pay the $65. And maybe Lisa, you can, or John, I'm sorry, or Will can get a hold of Brownstown. And once he pays the $65, he's paid all his fines otherwise, right, Lisa?
Yes, and Caitlin's still here, so he can go see her.
So you go pay the 65 and we'll convey over to Lisa or to Caitlin Foley Carter, the prosecutor, that you did that, and then she'll move to dismiss and we'll be done with this. Next time, come and talk to me, will you please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's my apology.
Okay, hold on just one second. I've got a couple sound bites I want to play. Just make sure these are the right ones. You guys can tell me if I missed anything. Let's see, we're on the timeline down here at the beginning. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I think I've grabbed everything I was supposed to on this guy. I'll have to clean up a couple of them. I'll trim them down, clean up the background noise and everything. But here we go. Let's see. Let's go on 3, right? So we got, oh, did the same thing again. There we go. Now you can hear.
The whole time they were having.
Slow down.
Yes, Your Honor.
You came in here with a chip on your shoulder.
Me?
No, the guy out in the hallway.
No, the guy out in the hallway. You.
Can I go back to
Next
the
one.
man across the street? They always come.
If I find out you're lying, if I think you're lying, I hope you brought some extra underwear today. Okay?
I completely understand.
I knew it. I'd have bet my house against this state. I knew it. I'd have bet my house against this state. I would have bet it. Because you're just not going to do what people think. It's okay. It's okay that there's seemingly this increasing belief in society that we don't have to respect authority. Look, I get it. It's okay. You're not alone. There's others. There's a lot of it. It's not your turn to talk. I'll tell you when you can talk.
I like that word.
It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
That's my favorite. It's bigger than all of us. We're going to do that one again.
It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. All right, we're going to put, that's going to be big. I'll work on the others. If I can clean up the underwear one, I'll put it in there. I hope you brought an extra pair of underwear. I would have bet my house against the stapler. That's hard because he slams a stapler down as he's talking. He says stapler quietly. I might have to trim that one out completely. But let's jump back and watch the rest of this really quickly before we wrap up for the day.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take
Good enough.
it down there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Gendron, Nicholas Robert Gendron, 25B148076. Your name?
Nicholas Robert Gendron.
All right, so you met with them, the prosecutor, and she's offering you a plea to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The drive while suspended to be dismissed. Is that what you want to do, is plead guilty to that?
Yes.
That won't get reported to the Secretary of State. Possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the advice of rights?
Yes,
Did you
Your Honor.
read it and understand it?
Yes, Your
If you
Honor.
plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You still have the right to a lawyer. If you don't like this deal, I'll give you one. You want a lawyer?
No, thank you.
To the charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On February 16 of 25, were you in control of a 2007 Buick that was being operated on Telegraph near Weston, Brownstown?
Yes, Your
Did you
Honor.
allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed, or was that you?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Parole?
Nope.
Anybody in the world forced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Please accepted, suspends, dismissed. Let me see his record. How's your record? You're still suspended, though.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to take care of it?
Show proof of a license to Ypsilanti. I got caught
Yeah.
a few years prior.
I see.
He's up in Cedric Simpson's part of the world.
So you got to go pay your ticket and your clearance on the no proof insurance is what you have to do. You know that, right?
Yes.
All right. Go do it. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
You're a nice young man. I can tell by talking. Don't do this to yourself anymore. They towed the car?
No, they let someone come, the owner come pick it
Well, that
up.
was nice of them.
It was.
All right, 100, anything you want to tell me?
No, is it a possibility I could get on a payment plan?
Absolutely. Did you hear what I just told these guys? If you don't have the money, no big deal. I could care less. Just call.
Okay.
Be courteous. 100 fines, 125 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 350 or 60 days. Do you have the rest? Do you have the money or some of it? I mean, I'm sorry.
I get paid tomorrow. I don't got anything.
Okay. How much can you pay? Do you get paid weekly or bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Okay. How much can you pay bi-weekly?
I could pay it in full tomorrow if you'd like.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want you.
I can pay it in full tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. Are you sure?
Positive.
You have until Monday to pay the balance. Okay, I'll give you until Monday, which is the 18th.
Thank
all right?
you, Your Honor.
Stay out of trouble.
Yep. Have a nice day.
Have you been in front of me before?
No.
All right. Well, you're a nice kid. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you.
Don't want to see you around these parts anymore. Get out of my courtroom. Want to see the
George Demetrius Kaltsis, 25B8, 25478 B and C.
Wow. 478 B and C.
Good morning, Mr. Kalovis. Your appearance. Yeah.
It's like deja vu.
Yeah, your appearance.
Bill Kalovis, P38434, on behalf of the defendant, innocent defendant.
All right, so he needs more time. I'm gonna give him 2 weeks and then I'm gonna set it for a formal hearing in 4 weeks. So we'll make it March 27th. Lisa, what time do you have?
Judge, may I just check for him 1 second?
Sure.
It's March 26th, Judge.
March 26th.
March 26th. Can it be done in the afternoon or no?
I mean, I could set it for noon.
Noon's perfect.
You be here by
noon is good.
Okay, good enough. You'll be here by noon though, right?
If you want me in person, I'll wear cologne and I'll be there.
No, I don't care. I don't care. We'll make it noon, March 26th at noon, and then the formal hearing, we're going to make the 10th, Lisa?
I'll wear cologne and I'll be there. Is that what he said?
Or am I wrong?
Yeah, if I may, I think he's going to need more time
if I may,
than 2 weeks.
Okay.
He needs to apply for a site plan. It needs to go in front of the board. It needs to be approved. They need to apply for business registration and special land use.
All right, so I'm just still giving 2 dates.
Okay.
This will help propel the thing. March 26th at noon, April 9th at what time, Lisa?
8:30.
At 8:30. So just make sure he takes care of everything, at least by that date, because I don't want to adjourn. This was written back in February 1st or 2nd or something. So that's what we'll do. March 26th at noon, April 9th at 8:30 will be the formal hearing if it's not resolved then. Okay?
Very good. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye now.
Yep.
Timothy Allen. Timothy William Allen. 24B 146-475A in B.
Is he wearing shorts? Oh, no. Thought he was wearing shorts.
And then Ms. Foley Carter, we're going to have on that next case. Your name, sir?
Timothy Allen.
So you posted your bond on the improper lane use.
Yep.
You still have a charge of drive while unlicensed. You posted a bond on that. You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. Do you want a lawyer?
No, I'm fine.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep.
So the charge, you have a charge of driving while unlicensed. This allegedly occurred while you were driving, allegedly, on August 18 of 24 at 11:48 p.m. on Telegraph near West in Brownstown. They think you were unlicensed or without a cycle endorsement. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yep.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. There will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer.
Yep.
I'm entering a not guilty plea. I'm continuing your $300 bond on that case. And you also posted a bond on the other case, 213. So I'll continue your bond on this. You're going to go talk to the prosecutor in Brownstown, and then you'll come back in front of me. Okay?
Okay. Where's the prosecutor?
That's her right there.
Oh, okay. Thank
She's
you.
looking at you.
I'm going to ask you to wait around a second. I'm going to get this gentleman out of here. Anthony Crump.
Here we go.
Anthony D. Crump, 24825.
This is what we were waiting for. This is our last one.
All right. Your name?
Rob Harris. Yeah.
Your name?
Anthony Crump, Your Honor.
Your name, Ms. Foley Carter?
Caitlin Foley Carter, I'm just about to.
So I found defendant guilty. I'm ready to proceed. You ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you still want to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor. I was guilty.
Okay. Tell me what happened. He said he went over and talked to you on Monday and you guys were supposed to go do the field inspection. Is that true or not?
He gave me permission to enter his property. There's to look at the property. So he gave me permission to go on the property.
Did you get an opportunity to go over there?
Yes, I did. I actually went today.
Okay, and what did you find?
In my opinion, there's no change from the last time I stood in front of this court.
Now judge is mad. Give you a fix-it ticket. You didn't fix it, and then you had somebody come all the way out there, look at it.
I've been dealing with this silly case since September. Been trying to get this work done since September. This is March. What are you doing, Mr. Crump?
Your Honor,
Tell me why you're being so defiant about this. You got a judge, you had a lawyer, we set it for trial, you had multiple adjournments so you could move on. You didn't do any of those things. You ultimately came in, pled guilty. I gave you more time. I ordered you to take care of that. I said you had to take care of it by March the 1st. It's March the 13th and you haven't done anything. Why?
I think it's his own asphalt.
Honor, I have pictures from even September. When I dumped, I pled guilty to on, I believe it was June 13th, dumping asphalt millings on 19411 Cooper Avenue.
June 13th?
I believe it was June. Was that June?
The incident was June, Your Honor.
What's that?
The incident date was June.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't plead to it in June. You pled to it on January, in my absence, on November 27th.
Yes, Your Honor, I must have misspoke.
And then you were given time to get it done. They scheduled it out 2 months. You still didn't do it. I gave you more time. You still didn't do it.
Your Honor, my opinion and my stance is the entire time has been that I cleaned it up right away. I have pictures from September of last year where it was cleaned up and it looks great. I was asked to remove like 3 dump trucks, a bunch of plows. I mean, just immense amount of stuff. I had to clean up everything. When my father passed, I've been trying to do it for my mother, and they're telling me that I didn't clean everything up. It's actually business property that's been in the family for 80 years.
You told me
my
that
father
before.
said, no.
Residential properties. I have pictures from today also.
Your Honor, I also have a map.
Listen to me. We're past that point.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like you to understand I'm not lying to you.
You told me this stuff before there was a plea in one of the very first hearings.
Yes, Your Honor. I was not allowed to speak to you since then. I had a representation.
Careful.
And I was glad to come back to work today. I was in Naples for 8 days. I was so glad to be there, but looking forward to coming back to work.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful place called Twin Eagles. My good friend Ron Muir. A lot of nice people. And I come back and now I got to hear this again.
I do feel like this doesn't need to go in front of a jury, and we don't need to have a bunch of people spend and waste more time. So I understand that, and I figured we could hash out or talk about details here as opposed to going through all of that.
Details were already hashed out. You pled guilty.
Yes.
I sentenced you.
Yes.
I told you what to do. I told you to have the field inspection. I told you to clean up those millings. I got somebody here saying it still hasn't been done. So there's no debate. There's no hashing out. This isn't, I don't know what to tell you. We're not at a conference table here where we get to render our opinions. I ordered you to do something. And today it's still not done.
Your Honor, today I still don't have proof to show you. There's been no proof of what was done or the millings that were dropped.
When'd you go there?
Less than 20 minutes ago. Right before I walked in the door.
And so what you're telling me?
He has pictures.
I told him to clean up the dumped asphalt millings and return the property to its original state. Did he clean up the dumped asphalt millings?
No.
Can you explain something to me? Maybe I'm dense. What would be so intriguing to somebody to have dumped asphalt millings on the property? I mean, they're going to turn to gold or something? I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. Could you mind telling me?
Just to be able to easily park on it. You know, it's a hard surface. Again, I took pictures while I was out there, 20 minutes ago, half hour ago, when I was asked to go there by the prosecutor.
How long ago did you check that out initially? What's the last time you checked it out before or since the sentencing date, which was on January the 15th?
I've driven by there numerous times, but I was the day of his last court hearing. I drove by there that day. I also have driven by there numerous times since then.
No change.
No change.
Your Honor, if I may,
I am not about to relitigate this.
It's not about relitigating, Your Honor. I'm trying to show you before and after. I have pictures. I don't know if they have any proof of what they're saying I left there. I'm telling you that I have pictures of the millings there a year ago and everything being the same way that it is now. You know what I mean? I put some in, I took some out. My dad's been putting stuff there for years and years.
I don't care. We're past that.
I've already cleaned it up, Your Honor.
You don't understand. You don't understand. I don't care if he did it back in 1922. It doesn't matter to me. I ordered you what to do and you're not doing it.
Your Honor, I have removed what I brought there.
When did you do that?
I did it prior to September.
Well, then you pled guilty to it anyway.
I pled guilty, yeah, because I put it there and then I removed it right away, but I was guilty of putting it there. I should not have done that, Your Honor.
You've been here time and time again, and it's always been Mr. Crump's position that he had cleared the property. It's always been our position that he just spread the asphalt millings around, and that's exactly what the photos show today. There's still very clear asphalt millings amongst the rocks. We can forward that to the court if you'd like.
Pardon me?
We can forward those photos to the court if you'd like.
Your Honor, I'm telling you, I could show you photos where this has been this property this is what it looked like. I actually made it look a lot better, Your Honor. Cleaning it up, I've removed
You
stuff.
haven't cleaned all of the dumped asphalt millings from the property.
I have though, Your Honor. It's their feeling that I have not. All of the ones that I put there, Your Honor, yes, I have.
Are there
I can't go down feet and feet and feet from.
Are there dumped asphalt millings?
As soon as you walk on the property, and the pictures are clear, they're there today. Again, there were semi-loads of asphalt that was dropped there. We stopped, myself, the police chief, and another officer stopped another double semi. So not just a single, but a double tandem semi for dumping millings on that property.
When?
Back in June of 2024. So, I mean, has there been some cleanup? Possibly, but in my opinion, and what I've seen, I have pictures from the day. There were huge pilings of millings. I went out there the very next day.
Do you have those good enough where I could see those photographs? They look like they're just black and white.
No, these are colored.
All right, come on up here.
This is a residential area. He's not allowed to do it. He's treating it like a commercial property. He's treating it like a commercial.
I guess I just don't understand
rock quarry.
Why you're so.
Those are pictures from the day, and this is pictures from.
You're referring to these, right?
Yeah, the millings. Yeah. Well, and this is pictures of the ground today.
Was it like this today?
No, he spread it out the very next day. So the day that it was dumped, the next day he spread it. Today, this is the ground from today. So it's very clear that it's millings on the ground.
Anything else?
Your Honor, I would just like to say that I'm definitely guilty of not. It was a misunderstanding of why I was not here on the 3rd, but that's still my responsibility, and I take, I got to take accountability for that. But I am a single father with a 13-year-old, and I hope that you would take that into consideration. and I'm willing to pay what fine I need to pay today. When you did sentence me, I paid the fine immediately when I came here. I'm looking to get this behind me. It's just there's never been a clear cut way to move forward here.
Amazed.
Whoa.
When is Brownstown here the first time after March 31st, Lisa?
April 9th.
Anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else? Anything else?
Oh, Your Honor.
Congratulations. You have pushed me so far. The additional cost of 100. You're to remove all asphalt millings by March 31. Review hearing will be April the 9th at 8:30, and you're going to jail today for 3 days. Keep playing with me. It's going to just get worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you. I've been fooling with this case for 6 months. I've asked you nicely. I've raised my voice. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care what you do. You're going to end up in jail for 90 days over this. And the birds are going to be out singing, and you're going to be looking out the window. I'm telling you, you don't have it done by March 31. You better bring a lot of toothbrushes and a lot of clean underwear, because I'm not playing with you for another day. Do we understand one?
I do understand, Your Honor.
Good. All right, have a seat. Congratulations. I mean, when I send somebody in there for the first violations, you know they've agitated the devil out of me. I just don't do that. But you won't stop. You're going to do what you're going to do.
And he's leaving with the bailiff right this way.
James Robert Adams, 25B823-706.
All right, there we go. That's it. We're going to be done here. That was probably a better underwear audio. Might have to grab that. What about his child? Good question. Good question. Unfortunately, just having a kid does not get you out of paying your debt to society if you disobeyed a law. That's unfortunately where the state might come in and take custody, or a family member might come in and take custody. Child has a grandma. That helps. Oh, we've got a spam call. Beautiful. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hi, this is Mary from Med Health
Mary!
Center.
Mary,
I'm calling
thank you
to
for
let you
calling me
know
back.
that after this recent open enrollment, if you have Medicare Part A and B, you're eligible for great newly added benefits like monthly $180 cash back, dental, hearing, vision, prescription coverages, and food card at absolutely no cost. So, do you have Medicare Part A and B?
If the next thing I hear on the phone is a human, I'll give you my entire Social Security number. And you had one chance. You had one chance. I was going to spill the beans. And they couldn't do it. Oh. Tried. I mean, I know that's what they want anyway, right? They just want my info, not the SSN. Yeah, never. Let me just say for the record, don't ever do that. I was fibbing. I've got that call from Mary many a time. It's not going to happen. All right, we are going to wrap up for the day. I was just looking to see if there's somewhere I should send y'all to. Whoa, where's my desk going? Whoa, my desk just started going down. It's possessed. Come back up. Where were we at? There you go. There's somewhere we need to go to say hi to somebody. Let me check, because we're going to wrap up here for the day. YouTube, for some reason, has allowed me to portal you back to the beginning of this live stream. I'm not sure how that is. Paul Mack has a question. What's your question? We'll be live on St. Paddy's Day, the week before my birthday. I have to wear green, right? I was going to be live. Courts are live. Desk started the weekend early. It's out of here. Hilda B, member for 3 months. Thank you very much, Hilda B. Appreciate that. Says, thanks for all you do, RA. Best place to be hanging out with the best mods and chat. You're absolutely right, but it wouldn't be the same without you here. Thank you, Hilda B, for 3 months of support. What's the question? Where was the question? Paula Mack, what was your question? I'm looking. Did anyone see a question from Paula Mack? You can't wear green, Recovery Addict. I've got a green shirt I wear. It just makes me a ghost. I'll be a ghost that day. I'm fine with that. You guys will clip everything. Okay, it's been a while. It's been a while due to Top Life. You're looking great now. How much weight have you lost? That's a nice thought. My scale hates me more now than ever. I dropped down about 15, maybe 18 pounds. Now I'm back up to about down like 12 from like peak weight. So I'm still working on it. I had salad today for lunch. So thank you. I wish I could report a bigger number, but I'm getting new tires for my bike. I've committed to start riding, start pedaling. It's probably the lowest impact form of exercise I can do other than swimming. And we just don't have swimming. Our town used to have a swimming pool, but it was way back in the day when segregation was a thing, and when the ruling came down that you could not segregate by race and not allow certain people to swim in the pool. Our town, in its infinite wisdom, decided that if we can't have it, then no one can, and they filled it in and built a school on top of it. We just don't have a pool nearby. And hopefully everyone who thought that was a great idea and just think we could all just swim together, hopefully they've all died off and that idea with them. So I wish we still had the pool. I wish we could have the pool. Anyway, Laura's mom's got bariatric surgery Wednesday, anxious mess. Oh my goodness, Laura, I hope everything goes well with her. Rapid healing. Full recovery, that's what we're praying for. June Sidlauskas says, I've been watching a channel named Ada K. She does coverage, and also she is a deaf person. We'll sign for chat if needed. Ada K and I have connected many a time. We've been on the channel, on each other's channels many a time. She is fantastic. I love what she does, and nobody really does what she does with the sign language. That is awesome. I've advised her on a little bit of tech here and there. So Weather Watch here. Are you covering the storms moving over Missouri? I am not covering it. I just do not have the knowledge when it comes to weather to do that. But do keep an eye on that. I know that's we talked about that in the podcast yesterday about the Mississippi Basin, Mississippi River Valley area, all of that being in a danger zone today. So please pay attention. Be weather aware. Valerie, hubby, and I are celebrating 11th anniversary this weekend. That is awesome. Wonderful. Swimming requires a bathing suit. That's a no-go for me. Well, requires a rather strict word. I mean, technically. Anyway, I have a Trek e-bike. It's pedal assist, so you still have to pedal. It's a great workout. Best purchase I've made in years. Vern, I'm looking at one. I'm looking at one by... I know Trek is like a great brand name for bike, right? Schwinn and Trek. You think of bicycles, and these are great brands. I'm looking at one called Pucky Puppy. I kid you not. Pucky Puppy is the brand name of the bike. I don't know. Is it good? It's pedal assist as well. Take us on your bike rides. First, I have to get the tires working. Been hanging with Katia. That's awesome. Getting snow again tomorrow. That's terrible. March is late for snow. I mean, it's not technically, but... Ex reporting female shooter in Judge Christopher Abbott's courtroom in Montana. Is it an active, or she's making an appearance? Yeah. F&F tonight with Rob and Ian. I'm looking for it. Let's see if Law and Lumber. Not sure if he's got it up yet. Does not have a thumbnail yet. Vice Baby is done playing an online or he's playing a long online game right now. Let's see who else is up. has an upcoming. The Friday panel show. True Crime and Wine. Broken Baker has a few upcomings. Those are a ways out. Brandy Churchwell. Upcoming. Valhalla Awaits with Connor. That's going to be tomorrow. Don't miss that one. It's got a Lego build. I can't wait to see what happens there. Let's see. I've got a gig tonight I need to get to. I need to play the music. That's what I need to do. There we go. We'll start the music. I'm just not seeing anything coming up that we can jump to immediately. All right. Well, here's where we are. We have had a wonderful day. We've watched some amazing court together today. We have a little bit more to do. Oh, it's a little blurry. Why'd you guys tell me? Oh, it's because my focus is on my microphone. There we go. Pop. There we go. All right, we've had a little court to go to watch a little more. Oh, I put my Weather Watch shirt on. I forgot. Yay! Thanks for Weather Watch. More court on Monday. We're going to be back. It's going to be a short day, couple hours. They say they're going to be done. It looks like everybody's going to rest on Monday. That'll be exciting. The state has not rested yet. So we'll be back in New Hampshire on Monday. I have a gig tonight. And then I have just repair jobs over the weekend. So tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again Monday. Monday. It's going to be great. Sorry, I had the sound effects off. I turned them back on. They're up now. You guys have a great weekend. It's been a fabulous week. I want to say thank you to all the amazing mods. Thank you to each of you that make me being able to do this possible. It would not be possible without you. And
You're my new best friend.
Thank you. You're my new best friend. I appreciate it. You guys have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We'll see you. Bye bye.
I saw a chicken fight.
I think I'm about to catch a whooping.